50%, episode 53? 53? I don't know.
54?
You hear that clap, folks?
I love clapping those cheeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
we are in person again.
That's why you hear that clap. That's how you know.
That's how you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's ain't no artificial clap from me. No. Oh, Aidan got notes again.
I've got notes again. My full pages of notes.
This is literally probably the most unprepared I've been for a show in a while.
That's what I'm here for. No, I felt bad after last week when I did zero preparation. So I was like, all right, I'm doing
It's a good show so far, I think.
What? 30 seconds in?
No,
is that
20, I think, 15.
No, I thought you meant this show is going good so far.
Oh, this one, just gonna be even better. No, I meant last week's. I always listen. It's a bit of a thing I do. It's a vain thing as well, 100%.
You love the sound of your own voice.
I love our voices.
Yeah,
I
hear my
that's
thoughts.
my show. That's my show. That's a great point.
I hear myself say something good, and I'm like, "Fuck, you're smart."
Like, damn, that was great.
Remember that time when we did Waters of Mars, and I gave that fucking truth bomb.
That was really good though.
And I just listened back to it. And
that was really good though. That wasn't even like
myself.
because I literally said how good it was, and I'm not even like I wasn't even putting that on. Like that dead set was.
The real enemy of the Waters of Mars, Connor, is time. Because the Doctor can stop the water people, but he can't stop time.
The flood, yeah.
Like something like that. I don't know. I was smart that day.
It doesn't sound that great now, but...
It doesn't sound good at all. I got something cool to show you.
Yeah?
I brought it down here ready to go.
What is it? Aha!
Look at it finally came.
Oh,
look how beautiful this is. I'm handing Connor
Wow.
the beautiful Series 8 steelbook.
It does look cool.
It is very good.
Actually.
It's my favourite steelbook. My favourite.
Wow, that back is awesome.
It looks so good.
Even got Rusty on there.
Yeah.
Rusty the Dalek.
It's opening it up, having a good look. The
Wow.
discs are different. They're purple.
Only 2 discs. I like that.
No. There's like 5, but they stack them on top of each other these days.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's kind of annoying, but is what it is.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, true. I can see here on the discs.
Yeah, and it's got the cool little Victorian London background.
Of course, deep rest background.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
It is very cool set, man.
These are cool. Problem is now, like, I'm way too late. I could never...
Yeah, you could never...
Unless I'm literally made of money.
I was just lucky that I sort of got into them right, because I just got them Series 1 to 7 box set. I was like, I guess after Series 7 I start getting them. And,
did your grand ship you this one as well?
No.
I know you found on that site, didn't you?
On eBay, I have.
That is really cool.
It looks shiny, doesn't it?
I mean, how good is, like, Peter, just quietly?
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
So,
One day
I spoke about this on Twitter the other day. And obviously there's been a lot of drama on Doctor Who Twitter that I think maybe we should try and avoid talking about just for the sake of, let's just have some fun.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like, I'm sure, like, yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it's tricky because it's probably important to talk about, but at the same time, I feel like
I know, yeah.
We've always tried to be a bit of a distraction, so let's maybe try.
I know, and at the moment, it feels like it's like even like big people are like kind of dropping out, and I feel like from a standpoint where like it's like I do see this show as a hopefully some people would see as like a bit of a light in the darkness right now, but. It's been this last week has been like really weird for the Doctor Who community. Twitter, like just the whole Noel Clarke thing, like the whole thing is just crazy. So yeah.
So basically, if you're in the right mood, it's definitely worth looking into all of the allegations and things like that have happened. But that's not what we're here for. We're here.
Yeah, I agree. I felt like I was gonna say something about it, but like it's like I agree. Like it's like we are just like a chill, fun show.
Just the boys, just having drinking beers, having fun.
Yeah.
What I was going to say was I mentioned on Twitter, very English today. On Twitter. I mentioned that I stumbled upon a great behind the scenes on that Series 8 Steelbook because we do this show, so we're not allowed to watch the episodes. So
correct. I
just want some Peter and Jenna.
You actually got it, and you can't watch it for many seasons.
Yeah. So I jumped onto the bonus disc, the special features, and I watched this little 45-minute doco just about Peter and Jenna, and Moff came for about half of it as well. Them touring around the world when they
did the world tour.
New York, Rio, Sydney, obviously London and Cardiff, Mexico. I think it was actual Mexico, not New Mexico. That's just like awesome. And it was all just, whilst it also being about Peter and stuff, it was also about like the fans around the world. And it just filled me with so much positivity. And I was like, man, I miss that. And then I also, since then, I've been thinking, I need us to have another like episode screening or like a Comic-Con where there's a Doctor Who guest. It's been so long since I felt that like close group of Doctor Who fans. You know what I mean? It's just kind of me and you having a chat in a room and then engaging with people on Twitter. It
does feel a bit disconnected at the moment. I mean, we're lucky enough that at the moment we're like, I was saying this to Dan the other day, like, because we're so small, like, and I hear this from people, like, they say like your first 1,000 followers is like, there's like, it's such great positivity. People are all just listening and watching because they're like, oh, I just want to listen to them because I like them. And then like, after that, when you start getting a bit big, I'm not saying we're gonna, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But you know, that's when like people start coming in. I'm not saying like I'm yet to see like, not saying that we haven't got one or someone hasn't thought this, but I'm yet to see like a bad comment on this show for something like this. But it's coming.
It happened with Dylan, remember?
When Dylan's our biggest hater.
Time Lord Victorious.
Yeah.
Shit talking.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. We've fixed that. We've gone PC now. We don't talk about Time Lord Victorious.
Yeah, I mean, look, to be fair though, like, Dylan's our friend.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely, like, it was definitely a bit of a wake-up call for me, at least, where it's like, you know, I really shouldn't go on a podcast and shit on something I haven't seen. Because people will really get pissed off.
Legit. No,
like, you know, like, it was a good point. So, yeah, the whole thing just seems a bit fucky at the moment. So, yeah, I'm glad we can come in here and, I'm not trying to wank us off, but I do listen to our show and go, this is actually something I'm really proud of in the sense that it's fresh. It's just you and I. We got our opinions, and I think, you know, like, who said this to me? I think it was our friend Jacob on Instagram said, like, you know, you really do a great job, both of you, like, engaging with everyone.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, obviously it's early days, so it's a bit easier.
Yeah, don't worry. If we get bigger numbers, I'm just gonna ignore.
We'll just
everyone.
Drop you all.
Yeah, if someone comments on a tweet, and we're like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?"
Yeah, kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been hard the last couple of days on Twitter and Doctor community. So that's why we're here
to have fun. Chat shit. And this episode is coming out over a week after all this drama happened. So very irrelevant what we just said, but
who knows?
Who knows? Today we are here to talk about 2 episodes of Doctor Who Series 5. That's episode 4 and episode 5, The Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone. Used to always get those 2 the wrong way around, but I got it.
Yeah, I feel like I used to as well.
I got it now because I know that Matt says Time of Angels in part 1. I realised that.
Bruh. 50% podcast.
Hey folks, Future Aidan here. By now you should all know that if Future Aidan is talking in one of these episodes, it means something is wrong. If you couldn't tell already, my audio is super distorted in this episode. Sorry about that. I figured out why it is, and it won't happen again. It just means that for this entire episode, my audio sounds a little bit crazy, a little bit robotic. But you know what? I'm dumb. I'm just really dumb, and I'll take it. Chat shit to me, beat me up, give me hell on Twitter. Just wanted to acknowledge that. Back to the episode. I hope you can still find some enjoyment out of it.
Shall we do the summary? Well, my summary, not yours, not your big one.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'll just squint at my big document of notes and information that I put together. And
Aidan needs glasses.
So, The Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone are written by Stephen Moffat and directed by Adam Smith. Time of Angels is the 4th episode of the 5th series of the British science fiction television series Doctor Who, which was first broadcast on the 24th of April 2010 on BBC One. The second part of the story, Flesh and Stone, aired on May the 1st. The episode is partly set in the 51st century. In the episode, the 11th Doctor, a time-travelling alien played by Matt Smith, and his companion, Amy Pond, Karen Gillan, are summoned by River Song, a mysterious woman from the Doctor's future.
Bruh.
She takes them to a planet, Alpha Matraxis, where the spaceship Byzantium has crashed. Hidden inside is a weeping angel, a creature that can only move when unobserved by others. With the help of Father Octavian, Ian Glenn, my boy, and his militarized clerics, the Doctor, Amy, and River Song travel through a stone labyrinth to reach the ship. On the way, they discover that all the statues in the maze are angels, which are slowly restoring and planning to trap them in the labyrinth.
Boom!
Damn.
You read that pretty well, actually.
Thanks.
It's quite a mouthful as well.
It was a big mouthful, and I cut things out of that as well. I read it. I read it before making my notes and was like, "Well, that sounds garbage." So I cut bits out and reworded bits.
I love how some are like so short and some are just like, here's a whole essay on the plot.
The Dreamland one was the funniest. That was like, Dreamland is Doctor Who. That's all it said. So Adam Smith's back this week directing.
I loved his direction. It's such a shame he didn't come back.
Yeah, really good.
First thing I noticed about this episode, I mean, you kind of watched it at the same time, like not even on purpose. But,
part 1 we did, because I watched part 2 another day.
Yeah, part 2 was separate, but part 1 we were like, I think you were like 15 minutes behind me. And I was like, damn, this is like really well directed. It was a shame that he didn't come back. Yeah, I'm sure he got offered.
And like the performances as well, I think really the show. It's really good.
It was a big episode because it was like, you know, the Weeping Angels was like popular. They were like arguably the biggest like new villain. That obviously not the Darks and Cybermen because they'd already been established. Yeah, like
and I'll give you a little behind the scenes.
Sure,
a little nugget here that's kind of relevant. So are you a fan of the film Alien?
Yeah, of course.
Are you a fan of the film Aliens?
Ridley Scott. It's alright.
It's alright. But they're two very different films, which I love. I love that the first one's a horror, just one alien on a spaceship.
Yep.
And the second one is like kind of a more action thing. Yes. And to me, they both really work. And
they're good movies, of course. Yeah.
I love that they're the same world, the same story, you know, same character. But they're just totally different in style and tone. Mm-hmm. And Moffat was saying that when he wrote this, he wanted this to be aliens to Alien.
I see.
With Blink being, you know, just a couple of angels.
Right.
And then Aliens and this two-parter being more of an action-packed
sequel.
See. Yeah.
Because they are quite different.
And I think if you think about it that way, in the way of which he's not just trying to redo Blink.
Which is good.
Really good, I think.
Yeah. It would have been easy for him just to be like, oh, okay, another... Like, I like how they established in this episode that they're not scavengers. Like, the angels, like... And it briefly gets... I like how Blink briefly gets mentioned. There's like... Octavian's like, oh, did you encounter the angels before? He's like, you know, briefly on Earth, but they were like scavengers.
Yeah.
And David says that in the episode as well. In Blink, he's like, you know, they're just scavengers like at the moment because that's why. And I like that's why they snap necks in this episode. I think that's fucking dark and sick and just
I used to
crazy.
Hate it, but
really?
Yeah, because I was like, that's not the Weeping Angels.
Yeah. Well, I had the same kind of thing as a kid as well. Yeah.
But I think we're both kind of similar on this. That like. A lot of the things that I really hated about this episode as a kid, I kind of love. There's one thing I'm still kind of mixed on. So much. And that's, we'll get to it in a bit, but that's when we see the angels move.
Yeah.
I'm mixed. Yeah. I'm very mixed, but we'll talk about that.
Especially when they can't even move in front of each other, but they are. That's what annoyed me. Yeah, that's a bit funky, but I mean, I guess like, and it hit me today as well at work. I was like, it's crazy, and I appreciate this as well with Moffat. Apart from they briefly show up in the God Complex and like obviously briefly in Time of the Doctor, but they only get one other episode.
Yeah, Angels Take Manhattan.
Chibnall's
bringing them back, which could be good.
Well, obviously Chib is doing it,
but I think it's been enough time that I think.
But yeah, I think that's fine. I think you know it'd be interesting to see another writer do the Weeping Angels as well. I'm not entirely excited about it, but I'll definitely give it a shot.
How it goes, yeah.
I'll definitely give it a shot. Yeah. I mean, in Angels Take Manhattan, Angels in Manhattan, I always call it
Angels Take Manhattan. I think it is
because I always think of Daleks Take Manhattan.
Yeah,
that's Daleks in Manhattan.
In Manhattan, yeah,
that's it. I always get confused. They do send them back in time again, so it's like I like how they kind of like these angels were kind of like not even like scavengers and stuff.
Yeah.
But quickly before we join the episode, Aidan.
Yep.
We in a while haven't done. Where was I when I watched this episode?
Aidan's least favourite segment.
I like this thing, Aidan. I love this thing. It's so funny every time I hear it because I didn't know you put this in, and then randomly I was watching. I think it was like the Doctor's daughter.
Yeah.
I could not stop laughing when I heard it. I was like, "Fuck you, Aidan." I remember when I tried to watch this episode, because I was watching all these episodes on YouTube when someone would upload them. Again, I hate piracy, but I've given Doctor Who enough money in my life, and I bought the Blu-rays 1,000 times, and I've done the DVDs, so I definitely have given them enough money. The only reason I did that is the only way I could watch it, because they weren't showing it in Australia on TV for at least a couple of months. Anyway.
No, it was on the next day.
You think I could wait that long?
Oh, sorry, I'm clearly a fake fan.
Well, okay, at that time... Yes, but
I didn't know what ABC was.
Back in like Russell's era, it was not like that. So couldn't wait that long. So yeah, I found a YouTube video, and I love the opening. It's awesome. Like, it opens in that field. But I did the exact same thing I did for I don't remember I said and Turn Left. I watched the first 2 seconds and went, "That's not Doctor Who," because people would upload like they do now to YouTube, like the full episode and act like it is, but it's just like it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was that, so I turned it off and was like, "That's not it." Next day when I went to watch the episode, it started with that first 2 seconds. I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, it was that!" I just didn't wait long enough. Yeah. So that's where I was when I watched this episode.
Where was I?
Where was you, Aidan?
I was in my theatre room at my old house, and I didn't really like it.
No, I feel like that is like what people's reaction was.
I was just like, "Ugh, what is this show? It's not Doctor Who." I didn't hate it, but I was just
Me too.
I just thought it was like silly, kidified Doctor Who, you know? I think it was my kind of...
So fun now.
So fun.
So good.
Oh, God, I'm
loving it.
I'm
loving
curious.
it.
I know you watched the episode 6, Vampires in Venice.
I know you hate this. I watched half. I always come home like from the pub and I'm like hitting Snooze Town. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to... I don't know, like, so I'm gonna restart it from the start tonight and rewatch it.
Because I'm curious because I know that one's one of the weaker ones of the season, from memory.
I got that vibe, but it's still fun though. It's like there's still a lot
Spoilers
of fun having it.
Let's move
I
on.
loved it. Yeah.
Well, we haven't talked about this episode yet. Yeah. Well, okay. So we've got the opening scene, Connor.
Yeah. So, oh god, it's so hard to recap 2-parters, but anyway, let's go. All right.
I'm here to help.
We're only 6 minutes in. Okay, so it starts in the field. Lovely shot. It's almost like, the chest cams.
Yeah,
like they strap the camera to the chest. Love that. One of my favourite directors, Todd Phillips, likes to use that a lot in his films. Yeah, and then it starts. Obviously, he's got the hallucinogenic lipstick around him.
Yes.
Get this whole intro of River on the ship. It's all very mysterious. We get to see the Doctor and Amy in a museum.
Well, what do you think of River in this episode? And
so much better.
Yeah, then you remember?
I loved her in this episode.
I agree. Yeah.
I really, for people who don't remember, I didn't like her in the library episode. Wasn't a fan. Really, I wouldn't say I love her character.
Yeah.
But I really loved her performance. I think Alex Kinston's amazing, and I think I really liked her character in this episode.
Cool. Yeah.
But, I don't love her character though, but I think she was really good in this one.
Yeah. Cool. Because I was, I always really liked her in David's 2 episodes with her. And I've always just sort of been like, she just gets a bit silly when Moffat takes over. Even though obviously Moffat wrote David's.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But just when he had the full reins, I just felt like she got too silly. But like it does make sense continuity wise because she's older when she's in Sights in the Library, so she's a bit more stern. And I enjoyed the silliness, and she wasn't as silly as I remember.
Yeah,
she
me
knows
too.
when to hold her ground, and she went to be like, "No, Doctor, fucking listen to me, mate."
Yeah, I totally agree. I really thought she was going to be one of the things I didn't like about it.
The scenes with Octavian as well are really good when he's like, "I know what the fuck you did, mate."
Yeah,
and she's like,
"Yeah,
don't say puss."
Well, she obviously escaped prison, and then she is on the ship. They set up the angel. I think the whole thing, the angel was like, it's quite, for me, it was quite creepy and daunting. Like the whole idea of like, she's like, "Do you know what you have in this ship?" Yeah. And it's like, I thought the idea of how the angel had been like sold and bitted away, because like this ancient villain. It's almost like how humanity. I know it's not really humanity. It's not humans and like Earth, but it's like humanity when they're learn from their mistakes. Like they want to have something that's like
angel,
like a real like like a real terrible creature, but they want to have one just to have
it's
one.
Like they do that in Angel Take Manhattan as well, don't they?
Of course, yeah, because it's like tied up.
Yeah,
like sorry,
tie me up, daddy angel,
daddy. Yeah, like I loved that. I thought that was great, and the whole Gallifrey and Hello Sweetie was kind of silly, but I kind of liked it. Like it was fine. Like it was a bit dumb that the whole artifact got like But I like how, and Moffat does a lot. He loves to play with time. You know, like he loves to play with time. I love the idea of like an artifact that went down, you know, in history, and it's got a message that waited years and years just to get to the Doctor, and he got to read it. I just didn't like how it said "Hello, sweetie." I thought it was kind of stupid. I hate that.
Yeah, I'm not a big. I know they do it again in Pandora Opens on the wall.
Yes,
it's actually the exact same joke. Where
it
like,
is.
What does it say?
That's what I mean by
"Hello, sweetie."
Yeah,
it's a bit shit. I don't mind it when River says it, but just the fact that it just became way too much of a catchphrase, I think, is a bit of a killer for me. I like the Doctor and Amy chemistry straight away when they're.
What's their first episode? Isn't that crazy? They're so good. They're both so good.
Crazy. Amy's really good, and Matt, especially in part 2. Like,
I know.
Fuck, he's good in it, isn't he?
Isn't it crazy that it's their first episode they shot? I mean, if people don't know, like, you know, film schedules, like, they don't shoot, like, in order all the time.
Just ruining my behind-the-scenes segment here. Thanks, Connor. I'll just
rip
that page off.
Sorry. Yeah, they don't. So, you know, it was his first episode, and he does so good. And yeah, he gets the coordinates, Riddler flies out the ship. It's fun. I like this intro. And then, like, she gets caught in the TARDIS, and it's like, follow that ship. Intro! Still don't like it.
It's growing on me. It's growing on me. Still not.
Getting used to it, I agree, but don't love it.
Yeah. Just holding out for 7B. Just that lovely 10 weeks where we just
keep holding on, and it's nearly there.
Holding on.
Riddler flies the TARDIS. A bit of banter.
Witty banter.
It's a bit weird that she's like with her mum. If you think about it.
Yeah. I also felt like at times, I'm sure, because Moffat, you can tell, especially from this episode more than anything, or part 2 at least, that he had such a big plan for what he was doing into season 6.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I fully bought that River knew that Amy was her mum. You know, like that, I didn't get that vibe from it. It feels like maybe something that, it just feels like Moffat didn't have that idea yet. And I'm sure he did. But the writing for me,
right.
Or maybe Alex's performance, I know she doesn't want to give it away, but she feels like she's being more of a mum to Amy.
Yeah.
And maybe that's got something,
well,
I don't know.
Yeah. You know, like, it also interests me as well, because, like, they made a big deal out of it, because, like, in When the River Song, when she sees Amy at the end of the episode, she's come straight from the end of part 2.
Yeah, she does, doesn't she?
And she says, I saw you. You were there as well.
Yeah.
So she clearly is in that timeline where Amy knows. So she's like, you know, it's all like it's quite recent for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get what you're saying.
I just wish that maybe Moff did like maybe a line that just doesn't make sense.
Of
and
course.
you're like, what the fuck does that mean? And then like you rewatch it a year and a half later after the reveal or a year later.
Well, there's the whole scene, I know I'm not trying to jump ahead, but there's obviously that whole scene in part 2 where, like, you know, it's from Big Bang. It's awesome. There's stuff like that where, like, he pops back in.
That's really good, yeah.
Like, it's really cool, good. You know? Like, so yeah, I get what you mean, though. Like, it could be a little thing like that. You could look back on it and go, oh my god, like, that was actually a thing that he was going for.
Yeah.
They land, it's like a great set. It kind of reminds me, it's not where they filmed dinosaurs in a spaceship, is it?
I don't think it is.
It looks kind of similar, doesn't it?
So maybe it is.
Yeah, maybe it is. A bit more rocky, though.
Where they filmed dinosaurs in a spaceship is Bad Wolf Bay, just further along the bay. They filmed a few scenes there.
They have in the past,
so
I know.
They might have done.
So I was like, maybe it is Bad Wolf Bay in a sense. I liked it though. I mean, CGI was a bit crummy, but you get that.
It is the whole episode, isn't it?
You get that, I guess. I mean, whenever the ship's involved, you know.
Yeah, it looks trash.
Yeah, it's not great, but I mean, look, I know in the past we've been told not to really shit on the CGI because it is from a low budget BBC show, and it's from a few years ago. But when I bring that up, and I'm sure you're the same. All I'm saying is it took me out of the episode a little bit.
It's noticeable.
But it's just, it's not, I'm not trying to shit on the people who did that, who probably spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Yeah, so I'm just saying, it took me out a little bit. But that whole scene with, like, on the planet when they come out the TARDIS was just awesome. I loved it. The dialogue was fantastic.
We missed one little scene that I hate, is when they talk about the Doctor leaves the brakes on in the TARDIS.
I don't like that scene either.
I like the scene. I hate that line.
I hate that.
Yeah. It's silly.
people loved that. I remember before YouTube clips were a thing, people were clipping that.
I don't mind that gag. It's just that he left the brakes on. I just hate that because I'm like, that's not right. That's not you. All the TARDISes you hear throughout the entire show sound like that.
So it doesn't really make sense in a way. Yeah. I've never really liked that scene either. Yeah. And we get to see, obviously, Riddler find the TARDIS. That kind of, like, shocks Amy. And then, you know, they go outside. Doctor Sonicked her was funny. I like how Amy's kind of, like, instantly catching on that, like, they have history together. I mean, this is the second time they've ever met. So, I like that. But, it, you know, the Doctor is kind of just like, you know, this is actually someone in my history who I can't really mess with. I like how he said, you know, Matt's Doctor is like kind of similar at the start to how David was with her. Was like kind of like, I mean, I know David didn't really know who she was, but I do like how he says like, I'm not going to be there to pick you up every single time you need help.
Yeah,
and I like that. You can really tell us early in their relationship where he doesn't fully trust her yet. Of course, the book comes out again, which is classic.
Yeah, little book.
Do you notice with Matt's Doctor, he's a lot more. I don't know, because like. I was always like, oh, David's Doctor is very similar to someone who's like very funny and witty, but he can always snap. Like Matt's Doctor is so much more snappier than I remember.
Yeah, I think it like, I think David, it was more of an ego snap. Whereas with Matt,
it's emotion. Like,
I think it's more emotion. Yeah. He snaps easy when people are threatened. Hence why, like, when he saw the Daleks and he was like, I know you're up to something here, you're threatening these people.
Yeah.
I think that's when he seems to get a bit more into it, yeah.
Yeah, I know it's little things, you know, but I liked it a lot. Obviously, the army lands, we get to see Octavian, and then we get, obviously, I think it's a great shot, and the score's great. It's like, what do you know, the Weeping Angels, and just like his reaction is like awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's a really cool setup.
It's great.
I'm sure you know behind the scenes, but I love the location for the like the open cave.
Yeah,
like,
that looks
awesome,
great. Man.
Awesome, and the HD camera is like, it's looking great, man.
HD Who is great, isn't it?
It looks so dope.
I like the little set as well they have for inside the little, I don't know, demountable, like little container.
Fantastic.
That was great. Little
it suited the frame so well.
Yeah.
It suited the frame so well, and like you know, what's his name? Daniel Smith, is that it?
Adam Smith.
Yeah. I thought in this scene he like shined, where like obviously we get all the scenes of like the image of an angel can become an angel.
Yeah. I never liked, but I do now.
Yeah. Oh God, I know. I said this last week. I never really liked this episode as a kid, but you know, wow, a lot of it. I mean, this whole season so far, man. I was like, I don't like this as a kid. But boy, am I loving it. Really, really. Even episodes I'm not like, these aren't great. Russell's kind of stuck up like a sore thumb for me because I'm like, I have so much high regard of it, I think.
Yeah.
With Moffat's era, I'm just like, so funny.
Like, so silly.
They're like, yeah, and I love it. I'm like, but I'll forgive you because it's just fun. Literally, like, it's like, that stuff's kind of cool. I like how the only book was made like a madman. I think that's cool. There was a book on the angels. Yeah. And that whole scene with Amy, I think the idea that Moffat took that recording thing, it was terrifying in a way.
That was great. It didn't maybe look as great in execution in terms of the VFX. I mean, there's just a
wasn't
lot of
as scary as I remember.
Yeah.
But it's cool, yeah.
And the resolution to that is great. Stopping it on the...
Very smart.
On the static. Really smart. And even like, when I was watching it, I was like, how does Amy get out of this? Do they just help? Do they come back in?
Yeah, I like that.
By the way, it is really dumb though. Because they're like, we can't get in. And the moment Amy hits pause, they come straight in.
Of course,
into the room.
That's like classic TV shit.
It is. And no, they don't say like, wow. Like Amy could have at least been like, now you come in. You know, it's a line like that. Shit. But it's so like you just...
We don't even know how they even got in. Yeah, I get that. One thing I did notice though, and I really like this, because the one thing when like Blink came out was like, why didn't people just like blink one eye?
Yeah,
and I love how Karen does that. And like, I like that.
Yeah,
because like I feel like Steven actually like kind of listened to what people were saying.
Yeah,
which I think with Peace and Love Chibis should do a little bit, which is fine. I'm not trying to make a thing out of it, but like I think it does help to listen to people and have a bit of productive criticism, because people are saying like, well, why aren't people just like, I mean, to be fair, it's harder than you think. Sometimes when you try and do that, you do blink, but I like how that was in there, because like
I think Moff gets a lot of ideas from fans. Like there's that notorious Comic-Con panel where I think they're like about to shoot Series 10 or something. Oh, I think it was like a Comic-Con for Series 9. And Moff's, I think they're talking about like bringing back previous Doctors, and maybe someone asked like, if you could bring back any classic Doctor, what would it be? And I think Moffat said like, Hartnell, but he's dead, so you can't do that. And then a fan goes, why don't you bring back David Bradley as him? And you just see on Moffat's face is like an idea instantly comes. You can tell at that exact moment.
That's such a great idea, actually.
Like, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
That's such a great idea.
So
that is really cool, though.
Have you seen that clip?
No.
It's really good. You can literally see in his face.
That's really cool, though. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, David Bradley, he seems to love the role as well. He came out with John Barrowman, obviously, for the...
for Time Fracture, yeah.
Time Fracture, yeah. So he seems to really love it. That's really cool. Yeah, and then they blow a hole in the side. They walk in. For some reason, every single time this annoyed me. It didn't happen for part 2, but whenever they move the lights, there's this sound. Did you notice that?
Isn't there? Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. There's a couple of times I noticed in
so whack.
I noticed in part 2 there's a moment where Smith moves his finger, and there's a slight they do like a little sound that they did just to like complement it. I thought it was kind of fun. I feel like Adam Smith was just in the edit and was like, add that. Why not?
Yeah, I still stand him as a director. I think he was brilliant for this episode. Really, it was a great pick. You can see why. I'm not sure if he was chosen right away to do his first episode, Matt's first episode, but I can see why they picked him so far through the episodes. They go in, people are getting picked one by one by the Angels.
Bob dies, Angel Bob.
Angel Bob, I still am not 100% liking it, but I liked it more than I did in the past.
I like it when you can't see him. It's just in that one of those last scenes in part 2 where you see a weeping angel with a communicator in his
Angel
hands.
Bob, I assume. It's like... so whack.
We'll talk about all that because that's fucking shit.
Yeah, I do like. I think the soul's getting picked off. It's like highly predictable, and it's like it's just kind of like standard writing for a horror. Like you hear a snap twig, and they go like what, and I'm gonna go walk over and a quick shot of the Weeping Angels.
A couple of quick creepy shots in there. Like
I think it's well directed.
There's a cool silhouette shot of like a shadow, of a Weeping Angel on a wall at one point, which is quite creepy.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah. I do the whole idea of the angel. I think I need to like make this more clear. It's like I love the idea that there's a lone weeping angel on the ship. I think that alone is really creepy. You don't know what it's doing. I think that's awesome. And of course you don't know. Obviously, I think they're called the amphibians or something with the 2 heads.
Oh, is it Aslans?
Yeah. I think it's awesome how like it gets mentioned, like even like 20 minutes before you hear,
and you don't notice it. You really don't notice
it. So good. Moffat's so fucking good at that.
Yeah, he is.
Well, like, when you hear that, you're like, oh, fucking hell, I did it again. Like, every time I watch it,
fucking got me
literally, every time I watch it, I'm like, I know this. And then, like, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, of course. But it's great. Like, when you're first watching it, you don't notice. Like, no one looks and goes, oh, okay. But I do like the whole Angel Bob thing where, like, I think... I don't mind the whole thing, but Bob is such a fucking silly name in a way. Like, Bob.
Angel Bob.
Bob. It just sounds like... It just doesn't sound frightening,
I see that, yeah.
Even to call him Angel Bob, it's like... It doesn't sound frightening, but I think what was frightening and really quite horrifying was how Angel Bob's like, you told me... Like, the doctor obviously says to him, like, don't be scared, but if you are scared, it's okay. I do like he said, you told me not to be scared, but I died in fear. They snapped my neck, and it wasn't as painful as I thought it would be, but it still was bad. Yeah. And that I thought was like, oof, like, this is some cool stuff. They're just using him to communicate. Like, I love how like, they took his like voice box. That's dark. Like, that's some dark shit.
Spooky ass
Kids show? No. Question mark?
Mitch? No. Liar.
We hate Mitchell.
We do hate Mitch.
We hate Mitch.
Kids show.
Yeah, exactly.
That...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
No, I just wanted to say before, that line though with like Father Octavian, where he's like, he just found out his men died, and then like the doctor kind of trying to brush it off. I think a great line from him was just like, "That's funny that you think that, doctor, and I'll tell their families that."
Yeah, that was really good.
I thought that was really good. Sorry, you were about to say something.
No, I was just going to move along with the plot.
Oh, okay.
nothing.
That's my job, bitch.
Sorry, I try and help.
That's okay.
So now, like, is when I say I'm going to move along the plot, and then I have no idea where we go next.
Well, that's when like Amy starts to discover she has something in her eye.
Yes.
That's why it's my job, Aidan. You do behind the scenes.
I'll just stay quiet.
I'm joking. I'm kidding. Peace and love.
No, it's okay. I'll be quiet until behind the scenes.
No!
Have fun doing Coup for the Week first on your own, you bastard. What are you going to do? Don't read
How did you know? I was reading your notes. Poor Aidan. Aidan's the bread and butter of the show.
Yes. Okay.
Amy's eye.
I just don't know how to respond.
Amy's eye. I love how, by the way, we save each other for when we don't know what to say. I love the classic, like, when like a conversation that's not about Doctor Who ends, we always go, and then it's so easy just to jump back into it. Amy's eye. Do you like the whole? Oh no. As I speak, I'm going to delete my trash can before I run out of space.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you like the whole Eye of an Angel thing? It's okay. It's okay.
I like it in concept, and I think there's a chance for it to be good, but I think it's realised badly. I hate that later on we see an angel's face in Amy's eyeball.
That's so shit.
But I like the concept that it's in the head. And something that's cool and really plays into a lot of the lore that gets established in this episode is the Lonely Assassins, the phone game that I'm still chipping away
That's awesome.
Because basically at a certain point you find out, this is very mild spoilers for it, but that at a certain point you find out that there's a weeping angel in the phone you're using.
Okay.
So, and it's like destroying data in the phone, and whilst it sounds kind of silly, the way it's executed is in a way very similar to this, and it's just really cool how there's this stuff isn't established in Blink at all. The whole like how a weeping angel can be more than just a physical being. It's I keep burping tonight. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
The weeping angel can be like a memory or a bit of data. It's so weird, and it just seems to work in a weirdly spooky way. There's a book, the Touched by an Angel book I read late last year. Plays into a little bit of that as well, but it does kind of go back to a bit more of the Blink roots. But the stuff they do with like there's like a wall of TV screens, and it's it's like a classic. It's a TV storefront, and there's all the TV screens, and there's a camera so you can see yourself in it. And like the sort of, I guess, guest of the week, even though it's a book, they're kind of like looking at themselves in the screen, and they can see the angel in the screen behind them, but when they turn around, it's not actually there. And he ends up, and then Amy and Rory and the Doctor all rock up, and they're all like, watch out, there's an angel behind you.
Watch the fuck out.
Watch out. And then he gets sent back in time, and the story takes place.
They must be scavengers then.
They must be scavengers, that's right.
The angels just change what they want to be, hey?
They do. It is a little bit murky as to the whole...
I guess when they want to be scavengers, they can send you back in time and stuff, and like...
Whatever they want to do. Be what you want to be.
Yeah, they're free creatures.
Is that Mazda? Is that the Mazda line?
Yeah, be what you want to be. Yeah. Not sure he sings it though, but I think it is Mazda.
Not us.
Nah, we suck at singing. Look at our outro, for fuck's sake. And people hate it, I think. I think people are too polite. Well, Dylan told us clearly he's not.
He didn't listen to it.
Clearly he's like, he literally says I skip it every time. Which is like so
I don't blame you, Dylan.
I mean, it does suck. But
it's what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Anyway, so the
he did it. It was going to be one of us. So pretty much they find out the whole double head thing is like, why don't you have one head? It's fantastic. It's really good. It's really really good.
Good twist.
I don't like Amy's hand toting the stone. I thought that was dumb.
That's a bit shit. But I like the it gets quite intense when the Aslan angels, we'll call them, are all starting to move, and I love that they kind of look like not survivors of Pompeii, like you see all the people at Pompeii.
Yeah, I got that vibe without even thinking that. Yeah,
and it just it's really scary, and I must have been to I think in Perth City a decade ago with school. I think I went to see a Pompeii expedition, and they had a few blokes like that there, a few dead blokes probably.
Christ, actually brought them over.
Yeah, or at least had made replicas or something.
Yeah.
But even just, I remember looking at those and being like, that's fucking scary.
Yeah, that's you're right though. That whole thing is cool. And I did kind of skip the whole. I do love that everyone turn off your torch, and I'm going to turn mine off. And
that's so good.
Boom.
Yeah.
And I do like how they explain it. I thought and I was like, because when I first saw, I'm like, hang on a minute, they're weeping fucking angels. You can actually blink and they catch you.
Yeah.
But then I like how he explains they're
slower. Yeah.
I like that. I was like, goof of the week. Okay.
Not quite. Not this time, baby.
Not this time. I don't like the stone hand thing. The doctor bites it and it's like, it's not stone. It's like, okay. I love how it's like, it's literally like a stone prop with Amy's red jumper on it, clearly.
Yeah.
I don't know how else you would do it, but it's so... It always made me laugh. They just put Amy's red jumper on a stone hand.
Yeah.
Which made me laugh.
I don't know. I don't mind that stuff, but yeah, it's not... Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. They're all coming over, and then we get the famous, you don't put me in a trap. Graham Norton. I always think of Graham Norton.
Stop going through my behind-the-scenes notes.
This is just pure facts.
Oh my god.
This is facts.
I handle the facts.
This is facts.
You handle the story. I handle the facts.
Facts.
Fuck you.
Just like, fuck you, fucking fact.
But,
wow.
So once again, it's like a moment of as if this is Matt's first episode.
I know.
There's one thing you never ever put into a twat. Oh god, a trap. Me.
That's what we get for a twat. Me. Yeah, literally though, and it's you know what I was thinking? Literally, that was his 4th episode. 4 episodes into season 5 at this point. About to review the 5th, obviously. But look how many amazing scenes he's got already. Look at someone like Jodie. I do feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Come on.
Even then, though, I kind of feel like Matt's had the best start.
Oh, 110%.
Because David, he's got that great moment in Christmas Invasion. Then New Earth is a bit shoddy.
Sorry.
But he doesn't really get his moment for a while after that.
Probably until, for me, it's until Runaway Bride.
Yeah.
When he has that moment where Donna's yelling at him.
Yeah. Oh, well, in fact, Army of Ghosts Doomsday. He's got all that shit there.
I guess.
But, other than that, he has happiness, he has, sadness, and it's really good, but he doesn't have too many, it's the Doctor moments, whereas Matt's end of 11th hour, he's dishing them out. He's got one here. And there's been, so many small moments throughout the other episodes as well, where it's been, that is a good Doctor moment, you know?
Yeah, I think I totally agree. And, I was chatting to Emma at the pub yesterday. I don't think another Doctor had this great of a start. Regardless of Matt, and I'm not saying he's not great because he is, but regardless of Matt, the stories are just fucking so fun.
Very good.
It's it's so fresh. It's so new. And I was you know me, I was not looking forward to Moffat's era.
Yeah.
I was
I know.
I was we joked. I was get ready for a few low scores from me. But even an episode, even what I'm watching right now, I'm this isn't great, but I'm so much fun to have with it.
I think it's the cast is so fun. And Moffat's dialogue is just so fun. Even in an episode where the story just isn't great. Just the dialogue that he and the writers his work have put together for the characters is just so fun and carries it.
I also think, and you got to praise Doctor Who for this, apart from the odd, something Journey is now the TARDIS. I think Doctor Who is so good at picking a what they call words escape me, a guest cast,
Oh yeah, Journey said at the TARDIS isn't a good guest cast, is it?
No, that's the one thing I can think of. But so they have an actual word, but I've completely forgotten, which is awful because I'm a podcast. So
guest cast is
a guest cast. Yeah, you know what I mean? The people who are in the episode for just a week, for 1 week or 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's not a show I can really think of that has, like, they really do pick good people to be in it.
They do.
Apart from the odd exception, like, you know, like, Journey and Sanitizers are not great.
Yeah, and 42, that they're...
42's... Yeah. But yeah, it's like, you know, I really do think, like, a lot of the time they do pick good people.
I think the one thing that they struggle to do sometimes is they get good people and don't know what to do with them. I think is a common trait. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I just know that happens. But I was watching this episode and was like, Father Octavian is a really good guest actor that has a lot to do in the episode. Like, he's always there, and it's just, really good.
It's a shame, like, Octavian's really good, and there's the rest of them, I guess you can say Bob isn't disposable, but, like, you know, the rest are really exposable. Like, there's, you know, I actually thought he was a really good actor, the guy in the second episode. He was, like, actually really set on the scenes, but, like, with Amy, he was like, no one's gone, like, you know, he was doing really good, but I'm like, well, you got a good person here, like, why can't you just, like, that scene was really good, but all the other soldiers just, like, I'm not saying they're bad, I'm just saying, like, you know, there was just, like, just stupid dialogue, they were there just to be killed, like, which is a lot of the issue of Doctor Who. It's like, there's just people there, mostly soldiers, who are there just to be, like, killed off to show how threatening the villain is.
Curse of the Black Spot from memory is another one that doesn't have... I think the two main guest casts in that are good, but the rest of them are just...
I love how a pirate disappears.
I know.
It's so funny.
And I never noticed as well, by the way.
So funny.
Until, like, a few years ago when someone pointed it out.
So funny.
And I don't think there's even, like, a deleted scene or anything.
That must be, like, one of the biggest goofs in Doctor Who history.
Surely the cast member that plays that pirate was like, wait, what?
I don't know, but...
What happens to me?
But maybe he, like, I only think maybe he was just, like... not showing up to filming or something. I don't know.
Maybe there is some behind. We'll see when we get
there. Yeah.
From memory, I think everyone is literally just like, the fuck happened to this pirate? Like, I don't know. We say this every week, but I'm so keen, even for some serious things.
So funny.
Like, I'm so keen for that silliness. Alright, Doctor shoots the ball. Goes.
Yeah. Do you want to twist things up a little bit like we do in two-parters?
Two-parters, we like to shake things up, and we like to do Goof of the Week in the middle of the episode. Well, in the middle.
We love changing things up here.
We do. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Australia's favourite segment. Connor, did you bring your harmonica?
I was in such a rush, I forgot it.
Thank God. It's time for Goof for the Week! It's not as good, is it?
Oh, it says you fucking hates it. You can play either way, okay.
Did you have any goofs this week, Connor?
No.
Okay, I've got two.
Sorry.
One's minor, one's big.
Okay.
The minor one is the Doctor at one point when he goes into the control room. At the start of part 2, when they get into that control room that leads into the forest, the Doctor's like looking for a way out, and he pushes on the big door that leads into the forest. And similar to, I think you said it on the TARDIS last week or the week before.
Bends a little bit.
It bends. You can tell
meant
it's
to be
like
steel. Yeah,
something
like steel.
Meant to be thick steel.
I like that. Yeah.
The other one, quite a big one, is right when this next episode picks up. They get into the hallway. They're going through the hallways and they're shooting, and there's shots of the angels coming in through a corridor that's just like a corridor that leads to that door. Mm-hmm. But then when it cuts back to them and the angels are all in the corridor, it's clear that the corridor isn't the same corridor, and it's a corridor that has like another, like a T-junction corridor. It's really jarring.
So it's almost like it continues.
Like they change corridor.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. And it just doesn't...
Okay.
It's
wow.
weird. I feel like maybe they got the angels in there and they were like, they do not fit in this. So they have to take advantage of having a bit of room at it. Because if it's like a T-junction, they can maybe put a few of them where the wings kind of go behind the corridor. This isn't going to make sense to anyone listening.
I get what you mean, though. I get what you mean.
Okay. Titles for here, quite a few once again. I've narrowed them down a bit. So I've seen this before. There's a sign on those cool little rooms that they have in the big cave where Amy presses she's got the TV angel. There's a sign on there that says caution trip hazard, but it's got 2 Z's rather than 1.
Okay.
So it's a little typo. Here's a funny one. I'm surprised neither of us noticed. When River is in space, the TARDIS that she flies into is actually a David Tennant model TARDIS.
What?
Even Moffat pointed this out in an audio commentary.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they just put the wrong TARDIS there.
So was it just like they had this Sidro model?
Yeah, well, they'll have heaps of models of the TARDIS that they'll use.
God.
And they just pulled out the wrong one, apparently. Matt Smith's hair changes length many times throughout these episodes.
Okay.
Even sometimes in the same scene because they were putting in extensions and stuff like that. I don't know why, but I guess he got a haircut and wasn't supposed to. I don't know. When Matt shoots the ball at the end of part 1, he doesn't actually pull the trigger. He just shoots. Never noticed that.
How can we not notice
I don't know. And the other one is, it's very much like you really got to be looking on reflection to realize this.
Okay.
But in that great scene, that is the Big Bang scene, when the Doctor comes back and talks to Amy and you can tell he's got the jacket on, he should have a vortex manipulator on his arm.
Of course.
Doesn't.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I wonder if that's like a thing where they shot it and then they were like maybe just doing the last drafts of the Big Bang and Moffat was like, oh, we can't just add that in, can we? We have to CGI in a vortex manipulator.
Wow, that's it again. It's awesome. The idea they did that.
That is great.
One thing to bring up before we move on from part 1.
Yep.
Did you notice they had the Science and Library head? What do they call it? The headgear that they can slide on
the
and off. The helmet, yeah. They had the helmets in that that little rover thing that Amy was in, where the angel was going.
I didn't notice that. No. Was that
there's like 3 or 4 of them on the side.
Interesting. I wonder in Story World what the explanation is.
Well, yeah, the only reason I know that is because I watch my favourite Doctor Who YouTuber is like, oh my god, he changes his name all the time. I think he's Harry's Moving Media right now.
Yeah.
He also did Start Reviews. Yeah, so I watch him all the time. He's like, he kind of talks about the episodes like we do, which I appreciate. He brought that up, so I was like, that's cool. I never noticed that before. So
there you go.
So yeah.
Well, that was good for the week. Move on to part 2.
Part 2.
Great previously.
Boom.
Great little previously trailer. That was pretty good.
They are quite good, and you know what? I think the next time trailers are really good as well. In comparison, they start to. What is it about comparison? I feel like that's the last time. Like I don't get the trailers on the Blu-ray. So
They're
odd.
not on the Blu-ray. The next time trailers aren't on the Blu-ray, Connor.
Really?
I don't know why they're not, but they're not.
Wait, really?
The episodes keep ending, and I'm like, where's that trailer?
No, sometimes for two parts you have to watch at the end of the credits.
Oh,
which I kind of get, because like I imagine like people at home are like, oh, we'll turn it off now, and like Moffat almost doesn't want to show it.
Yeah, well, that Moffat complained because in Aliens of London, the next time trailer is right after the episode,
and it's like
and
the cliffhanger
Moffat was like, Russell, that was a bad idea, and then Russell was like, okay, I'll put it after the credits for 2-parters.
Yeah.
But no, the Blu-ray, and even the single parters,
even that,
they don't have the next time trailers on it.
Yeah, I respect Stephen for saying that though, because it's. Do you get the impression that people just change the channel?
Yeah,
and that's why they didn't see it. Yeah. Like the BBC, like you have to show it because we want to promote the next episode. But yeah, it does ruin. I know we've already seen them, but I'm sorry about your next time trailers, man.
I know, I love watching them.
Oh, they're so good. It makes you feel really like gassed up inside, dude. The next time trailer for Vampires in Venice was like nearly a minute long. It was so extended and awesome, and like crazy music. Like, of course, it was the name of the Doctor.
Yeah.
I'm the Doctor. Sorry. But it was awesome. It was such a cool trial. Sorry I didn't get to see that.
Makes me sad.
Is what it is.
Makes me sad.
You can YouTube them.
I can. Wasn't the previously trailer? Didn't they use a bit of David's score? Am I thinking that?
What, in the previously trailer?
Yeah. Really? Yeah, when they were recapping Time of Angels. I feel like they used to... No, I think they did the...
Really? That would be in behind the scenes. I'm sure you read it.
Let's pause and I'll have a look.
Are
you hearing this?
Follow that ship. Has Dr. Song explained what we're dealing with?
This is some David shit.
What's it going to do to me? Amy, not the eyes. Look at the angel, but don't look at the eyes. The angel, as far as we know, is still trapped in the ship. Our mission is to get inside and neutralize it.
Yeah, but he's been known to use other score from different eras.
Spinning out the drive burn. The question was anti.
But that's... No, I don't know.
Well, that was in literally his last episode. That's all I can think of.
I know sometimes they do, like, for next time trailers that he's thrown him in. But I always think that's because, like, the next time trailers come together pretty last minute. So sometimes he's just like, Well, I'll throw in this one.
That's what I mean. Like, same with the previously trailer.
Yeah, it is, but I don't know. I just feel like this era has really tried to be its own era.
And then you hear that.
And you just hear that and you're like, David, okay. Anyway, so the actual episode, it's kind of jarring, isn't it, when they come back?
We're upside down, Aidan.
It just, to me, doesn't work, hey. It's so just whack.
We're upside down.
And I don't get it, and I understand filming a sequence of that would have looked shit, like of them jumping and flipping upside down.
Yeah.
But just the fact that they are all just like, whoa!
Well,
wow, that was crazy. Now let's keep going. Just it doesn't work.
And it is classic dialogue from Matt. It's like, what do you mean you don't understand? The gravity is the same in here, but out there it's off. And it's like, and you're like, I'm just sat there like, oh yeah, okay.
Once again, I have a reference to the gag reel.
Where
I don't know why it's so irrelevant. But I just remember there's a clip of Smith sonicking the floor and he's running around from bit to bit. And he's like, all right, I'm going to stop and reset because my braces have come off. And his braces are like falling off.
That happens quite a lot.
Yeah.
You worn braces before? It's quite difficult.
Well,
it's quite difficult.
Like,
I'm wearing braces in the thing.
You're wearing braces right now.
That's why I'm wearing that.
Oh, in the photo, in the iconic
I'm pointing to the
50%
Aidan's present.
Yeah, the big poster.
I might just take that home with me, eh?
I've been meaning to throw it out so you can take it.
That's tough. That's tough. Need to hear it, but that's okay.
I'm kidding.
Bruh.
No, I love it.
Tough.
No, I'm putting it on that wall there.
I was going to say, actually, that would suit there.
Yeah.
That would suit there. I guess stare at our beautiful faces whenever we come in here.
That's right. Yeah, baby.
It's literally the highlight of this room.
It is. It actually looks so much better than those other posters that are peeling off the wall.
No, because generally, this is no cap. I dead set, because I knew, because your mum did those, didn't she? She
yeah,
gave
from
me
Office
those.
Works, I think.
Yeah, that's where I went.
Yeah.
God, I hate them. By the way. But I went to do that.
We love Office Works.
We want to get
sponsored.
sponsored.
Do really good other things.
Yeah, well, they're great, but I wanted to get that because I was like, you have the same ones like that. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like, I asked you ages ago before I had this idea where you got them from. That's why I got the idea to go to Office Works. So,
there you go.
So, yeah.
I love the poster. I just thought it funny to say I want to throw it out.
I'm not hurt. I'm so used to your shit.
Connor was saying, before we started recording, we were just like sat around. And I can't remember why. I think I like roasted you. I said something really dicky. The kind of thing that usually we just say on the show, just for a good humour, a good bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
And Connor was like, I love that we just talk like we're on the show, just
I do like that.
general now. It is funny.
I do like that. I think that's great. I mean, honestly though, do I roast you enough? Do I call you a twat enough?
Probably not. You can call me a twat more.
I'm just not mean, am I? I'm just not rude.
That's it.
I don't know, I remember when a girl I was dating once met me and Daniel and she was like, it's so weird you guys are like the exact same as you are on your show. So I like the fact that at least we meet up and it's like...
Yeah.
We don't stop recording. Hayden's readjusting his shorts.
Shorts are riding up my balls.
His balls are just getting crushed. It's nice we meet up. We don't hate each other outside of the show.
No, that's good, isn't it? It's nice to actually be seeing you in person. And I am this weekend as well.
I know, isn't that weird? We never hang out.
Yeah.
So we actually can't. We're busy, man.
Yeah, there we are.
Aidan's got his stuff going on. I got my stuff going on. We're actually going out this weekend. We're actually going to the pub together.
Yeah.
So I know it's too late when this comes out, but I thought it'd be funny to Instagram a few things.
Yeah, I thought it would be as well.
Yeah,
how many pints can Aidan have or something?
0, because Aidan's a lightweight. No, you're actually pretty good.
I'm drinking very slow today.
Especially with the conversation we had in the car right here.
Yeah, that was a bit grim, wasn't it?
That's okay, we've all been there.
And I invited Dan to the pub as well, by the way.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I'm
just going to send him that audio clip.
No, that's okay. I know, with peace and love, I love Dan in my heart. He's my best friend. Yeah, just I was like, it would be nice to see Aidan
why don't we go earlier? An hour earlier?
We can go an hour earlier, yeah. He would know he doesn't watch this. I'm lucky you guys don't watch either of my shows. So I can say shit unless someone else who watches this one goes up to him or you and says, Connor said this. But
I watched a clip of yours actually, a 10-minute clip that you had on the...
Why Connor stopped vlogging?
Yes, it was that one actually.
Yeah. I told you
You clickbaited me into it.
I literally said on this show first.
Yeah,
why?
It's alright.
So I feel betrayed even though I knew the story. It's meant to be clickbait. That's the whole point.
Y'all should go listen to Connor's other podcast with Dan. Dan will be on this show again in a few episodes' time.
Yeah, we want to have you on again as well.
Yeah, I'd love to. It's been a while.
Yeah. The last time I had you on, I was in such a bad headspace, so...
Yeah, it was right after we'd watched Timeless Children, so I understand.
Yeah, I was like that girl, I remember, and it was like, she hated me, and it was like awful.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I had Girl Troubles and the Timeless Children.
Yeah, I was in the shit, so it was a bad day. I felt awful.
Yeah, but you hungover as well.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, I remember you being very hungover.
Hungover, it was like early in the morning, so you had a shift, I think. So, you had a shift at your previous workplace.
Yes.
I won't say where.
Yeah, no, I've never said that.
Exactly. Never. See, look how good...
You're so good. If one day I ever want to make a video or something that trash talks my previous place of work...
I'm pretty sure you said the name on our podcast.
No, I specifically avoided it. We got very close to it.
Did we? Oh, shit.
We got very close to it.
I respect that, though. I mean, I wouldn't either do that.
Yeah.
Because then, like, people would, like, come on this and be like, oh, why should I like this guy? He, like, trash talked another place. So, like, I do respect that.
It's also, like, if I ever... want to make any form of thing that, like say I make like a YouTube video one day where I'm talking shit about my previous place of work. I don't want it to be on record what that previous place of work is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I get that.
So yeah, I've always...
Well, the good thing about podcast not being live is even if we did say something, you can just
I always say fast food job. That's what I say.
Oh, shit. You know, I actually thought we said on our show what it was. Maybe I'm mistaken, but yeah.
Unless you said it without me, but I've always said
fast food I don't think so.
Well, there we go. Anyways.
Oh, shit, my man, dude. Okay. No,
that's alright. No one listens.
You're not wrong, actually. That's part of the problem. This show is so much more popular.
The
truth hurts.
They go into the space. They go into the Byzantium.
Yes.
And you're getting sick again.
No.
Connor.
No, you can't get sick after you just got sick. No. It's true. You got antibodies.
Can't wait for that episode. Series 6, episode 8.
What, Amy's...
No, the Killing Hitler. Let's Kill Hitler. That one.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's the little...
How can I forget?
Tentacle things.
Blah!
Anyways, so they're...
Sheesh!
Back in the ship.
The sheep! Yeah, I love this scene. It's awesome.
I don't know. I felt like it was just...
Oh, you suck, Aidan. You don't like it?
It's shoddily edited. And
it is a bit shoddily edited, but I like it.
It's another... So it's happened once so far in this story. The first time was with the static angel from the TV.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is when they start to do a little bit of the old adding in a couple of PNGs of weeping angels.
Okay.
You know, like a couple of pictures that are just like the promotional photos. I don't know. There was just a couple of quick glimpses where I thought maybe it looked like that. Might have been wrong. Might have just been statues. And they're reusing some of the same statues.
Well, it's quite quick and...
Yeah.
And I'm not really a fan of quick edits, but I thought it was cool.
A seizure.
Yeah, it was a bit wacky, but I liked it.
And it was cool. I thought it was quite tense the way that the door slowly opens and they're like quickly trying to run through and it closes.
Like the boom. Yeah. Boom. Yeah, I love that.
I actually did think that was really good. It was just the shots of the angels, especially with that continuity error I pointed out with the corridor. I was just really thrown off around that point of watching it.
I get what you mean. I totally... And, you know, this is something that I feel like is a bit biased in the sense that, like, if it was, like, Russell Zero, I'd be like, oh, this scene wasn't great. But, like, the fact that it was just, I was just having such a good time with it, like, I really was just like, oh, you know, this is fun. Like, this is just actually quite interesting. I remember, like... I even Snapchat it and sent it to someone. I always try and convert people. I'm like, look how cool this scene is. Like, you know, oh, look at this. Like, you know, I was like, this is actually really cool.
Yeah.
We go to the control center. Angel Bob is back on the line.
I like the magnets on the door.
Yeah, I love that. And he goes, oh, you think so? Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did anyone know what we just were talking about just then?
Oh, it's hard sometimes to remember we're not actually a visual podcast.
I said, I like the magnets on the door. Then Connor goes, woo, and I go,
You missed it again.
Does anyone understand what the fuck that means?
I'm pretty sure people do.
Surely. We're talking about the handles on the door.
Handles?
Not handles the Cyberman.
Used to be a little head thing. You've really let yourself go.
What episode is that from?
Deep breath.
He says it to Clara.
He thinks Clara's handles.
That's so funny.
Your handles.
I follow just talking about deep breath, I follow a Twitter account now called Made Strax in every episode.
Oh, I've seen this. When they edit tracks into...
Yeah, in his maid outfit. And some of them you can tell he's just quickly drawn, but some of them are so funny. They're so good.
I did see that.
I looked at all of them yesterday.
It must have been you. Liking it on Twitter because I saw it. Sorry, I thought my storage was about to run out, but audio is peanuts. So
you're fine?
I'm fine, yeah.
Yay.
So we are in this episode. Do you like the? I like the forest. Where do you think?
Hold on, not the forest yet, Connor. You forgot.
Oh, crack. Sorry.
Well, no, before that.
Wait, what?
What do we sound?
Huh?
What do we sound?
Oh, we got
How
comfy chairs.
We got comfy chairs.
Stupid line. I hated it. I always hated it.
Comfy chairs. Make Connor say comfy chairs.
I always hated that line.
I think it's funny. I like it.
Do we agree on anything? You hate one scene, I love another scene. Nah, it's good we have different opinions.
We do love the episode though in general.
Oh, 100%. I'm just nitpicking in a way.
Yeah.
I hate that though. I don't want to hear Angel Bob say comfy chairs. I don't fucking care about...
for comfy chairs. Made him say comfy chairs. I feel like Smith with the intercom right now.
Oh, you're so funny, Matt Smith.
Waving my
around.
My blue Yeti around.
That's the last time you slapped your willy around.
Excuse me?
What? No.
Is that from something?
Yeah, it's from The Simpsons. You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't, because I'm not a simp.
You hate that show.
Yes.
Many Doctor Who references in it.
Yes.
All Tom Baker.
Many Doctor Who references in the Big Bang. You want to go watch all 12 seasons of The Big Bang Theory?
Oh, come on. Even you haven't done that.
No, I got 8 seasons in when I was a kid. That was it.
That's enough, surely.
It was enough.
Did you watch the final?
No, it's one of those things where I loved the show for so long. I would be.
I heard the final was alright.
Yeah, but it just went for so long. I think that show. There was one scene from Sheldon that I really related to though, where he's like, it's very early on in the run of the show. I think. You know how he has his spot on the couch?
I know exactly what you're going to say, because everyone refers to me to this person. But go ahead.
Well, he like comes out, and he goes to sit on the couch, and Penny is asleep on the couch. And Sheldon goes, he like tries to sort of maybe sit next to her a little bit, and she won't budge. She won't get any room on the couch. And eventually, she wakes up and she freaks out. She's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Every day, every Saturday morning for the past 16 years, I've woken up, made myself a bowl of cereal, sat on this spot, and watched Doctor Who." It's like very long. He's like, "Turn on BBC America," and like he gives like heaps of little details.
Yeah.
And he's like, "And then watch Doctor Who."
Yeah.
And it's just
that's us. Yeah, I have that. I have my little spot.
Mm.
It annoyed me because like, my sister moved back in with us for like a month, and I won't explain why, but she did. And it was annoying because she's upstairs, which is where I watch Doctor Who because it's on the 4K TV.
Yeah.
And I would constantly go to come out, and she'd be like watching Modern Family, and I'd be like, so for a few, most of Matt's era, I think all of Matt's era so far has mostly been in my room, which is like some crappy 1080p.
Yeah. To be fair, Matt's era is in 1080p.
Yeah, but it looks nowhere near as good on my crappy ass TV downstairs. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very much. I don't want people to talk to me when I watch Doctor Who.
No, me either.
Unless I'm putting it on with mates for purposely with mates. Yeah. But if I want to sit down and watch an episode, I just want to sit down.
It's such me time.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, I get that.
It's so funny. If the new season's coming out and I'm at Nick's in the morning, and she gives me Doctor Who time if the new episode's out. It's like the one catch. I'm like, I'll stay here tomorrow morning as soon as I wake up.
Do you watch on your phone?
The new Doctor Who. No, I tend to watch it on a Chromecast it to a TV. Or
Chromecast, yeah.
Even when we were in Sydney when series 12 episode 1 came out on New Year's Day. Melbourne. We were in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And I was
Spyfall Part 1.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, Nick, you have a nap? I'm going to sit here. I'm going to watch Doctor Who.
I expect that, though.
Okay. And then she woke up, and I was like, Nick, the Master's back. And she was like, I don't care. I don't fucking care. And I was like, but it's the Master.
Well, we tend to oh my God. Yeah. I like that, though. I expect that. I mean, I kind of, that's why I also like how we don't, I'm not sure why we do this, but I also like how we don't plan on watching the episodes the same day. And we don't really talk about how we feel until we rock up to the show. We say our...
We've broken that a bit the last couple of episodes, I think. We've known
we have
a bit, I think.
Kind of similar, yeah.
I think we've just been talking too much the last few episodes.
Oh, I hate it.
Because sometimes we just we'll shoot the odd message throughout the week, the odd Doctor Who meme.
Aidan texts me, I'm like, cringe, first of all.
And they'll be like, what time are we shooting today? And about this time we watch it, we talk about it, and then that would be it in a week, believe it or not. Yeah. But lately... We do talk. No, we do. I'm just saying...
Just not Doctor Who sometimes.
Yeah, and sometimes there'll be a busy week where we haven't spoken that much. Yeah. That's sort of what I mean.
We Snapchat each other. We chop memes in the Casey Copycats chat.
That's me, Dan, and Connor.
Yeah, I chop mostly just Tars posting memes I think are funny.
Mm-hmm. They're funny, yeah.
A rare steak. It was a bad Mark Gas episode, which is so not true, but I thought it was funny. So yeah.
Anyways,
shut the crack.
Now we can get the crack. Sorry, Carly's crack. Between us. If you're an in-betweener stan, you'll get that one. Carly's crack.
He's addicted to crack, alright. Carly's crack. You love bunk off, don't you?
It's one of the best watches.
You just rab me watching episodes, aren't you?
I kind of stopped now, but I was going for a few, yeah.
He's like, I'm giving up.
I went to watch Rules Home Alone, and Nick was like, no, this is the one where the dog dies.
It does,
and I was like, it is. And she's like, it's sad, so we can't watch it.
Well, it's off screen, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it's literally one sad line in the best episode of the entire show.
Yeah, it's literally my favourite episode.
Same. It's so funny.
So funny.
I'm
closing them. They're closing.
We need to do
and they're
an In-Betweeners special. Or a spin-off show.
Sure.
50% In-Betweeners podcast.
That'll get no views.
Well, literally. And everyone's probably already switched off now. So let's go back to Doctor Who for a bit. It's been a while since we spoke about it.
Why not?
They go into the Forest of the Shite. The crack. Carly's crack. The crack's cool. It's good.
Did it surprise you as a child when it was like being referenced so early on?
I think we spoke about this last week
briefly,
or something.
Yeah.
We both sort of said like it was just so surprising that they would do that because Russell was always like...
Yeah, it sent me.
Russell was like, oh, Bad Wolf will get referenced in episode 1, maybe in episode 2, 3,
maybe
4, 5, 6,
Who knows?
7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll discuss it more in end of episode 11. 12 it'll come back, and 13 the reveal will happen.
And that's it.
That's it.
Until Day of the Doctor. And season 4 final.
Sorry, that was the trailer music for Day of the Doctor. That's a great trailer.
Do you like... this could be a goof. I think it is a goof.
What?
In fact, it actually kind of confirms the fact that the Doctor has multiple versions of his suit. Because the Doctor loses his jacket. Because the Angel grabs it.
Yeah.
And he runs off. And the Angel has his jacket.
Yeah.
And it's stuck on its hand.
Yeah.
So, but then in the next episode, he has the jacket.
That's true.
So that's a goof.
Technically, that jacket should never have existed.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Because it went true. Crack, didn't it?
Maybe that's why it showed up again. Nah, that
doesn't make sense. It means it should never have existed. The Doctor should never have picked that jacket from the hospital in the 11th hour.
Oh, come on. Who dresses like that?
He should just have an entire new costume. Maybe that's why he gets a new costume in 6B.
But he doesn't, though, because he rocks the whole costume in... Yeah, that's a goof.
Just, a little bit of goof. Maybe it fell off of the Angel and they went back in.
Oh, please.
That's my fan theory. That's my fan fiction.
Do you like the Forest of the Shite?
Forest of the Shite, that sequence is really cool, and I think it gets...
Do you think it's a soundstage?
Spooky.
I couldn't really tell.
I couldn't tell. It kind of looked like a... I think because of the lighting, it looked like a set, but there's no way it would have been a set. Like, they would definitely have just gone to a...
I know, I see that. I do like how it was almost like... It almost was like a bit of a set, because it was meant to be.
Yeah,
It was meant to be like oxygen, you know? I thought that was cool.
It was cool. I think it is creepy, because then you get the whole... Yeah, you get the scene where the Doctor comes back from the Big Bang, and that's like a great little Easter egg.
That is cool, isn't it?
And then Amy alone with the soldiers, and then one by one they all walk off and disappear. Because 2 of them walk off, they disappear.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really funny, because there's a line, as those 2 are walking off, one of them's like, oh, should I go have a look at the crack? And they're like, yeah, all right, I'll go with you. And then they walk off, and then it cuts away, and it cuts back. And then Amy and the one that's left are just talking, and then everyone's like, do you want to go look at the crack? And I was like, hold on a minute. Is that a goof of the week? Why would he say that? He knows they're out there.
But no, Aidan.
But no. I was wrong.
Gone.
It's because they're gone from time. He's totally forgotten about him. That was cool. I love that information that you're slowly getting. Because then when it comes back in Hungry Earth and Cold Blood, it adds so much more stake to the crap, and they see it there and they're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's really good. I can't wait. That's a good...
It is.
I've never been big on those episodes, but...
I don't know, even if I've not been big on, it's like really helped. Yeah, I do. I think it's great. Yeah, and I like how they establish how like Amy's a time traveler, and like that's why she remembers them, and the other people don't. That was great. Octavian's death was, I think, it was a great scene when even the Doctor, he had a bit of a Tennant moment with Octavian where like he just disregarded him the whole episode and was like, fuck you, you're the church, and I hate you. Doctor's an atheist, clearly. The whole last scene, and he's just like, I wish I knew you better.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, but that last scene was really good.
Yeah, it was.
But I do like how he says you can't trust River. Because he knows he shoots him.
Yeah.
So...
once again, it's just Moffat knowing exactly what he's
100%,
going to do in Series 6.
Ties straight into, of course, Season 6, Episode 1, which is like,
crazy.
which is actually really cool, if you think about it. The whole, like, he walks in and just like, where's Octavian? Octavian's dead. And you just get one shot of River going, and it's like, all right.
Yeah.
See you, bitch. Like, it's like, I guess that meant nothing. Like, it's like, but that whole scene I thought was really cool.
It was. The only thing is you can slightly see that the angel's kind of rocking a little bit because it's
of course,
its arm around Octavian.
Yeah, it's like
it's just a prop.
That poor actor would have to like literally, no pun intended.
I don't think it was an actor. I think it was like
really?
I think it was a prop. That's what I mean. You can see the prop is just kind of like.
I always thought when it'd be something like, because I thought how could they make a whole? Maybe they did. I thought how do they make a whole thing just to be around?
Maybe then. I don't
know. That's what I thought.
Oh, well, bottom line is you can see the angels wobbling.
Yeah, I did notice that. Just a tinsel a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you like the whole Amy walking through the forest?
Okay.
thing?
I think it's really great. And this is where I'm conflicted. This is the one bit of angel wall that gets added this episode where I'm not sure how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love the fact that you don't see them move in Blink.
Yeah.
And I just think seeing them move is scary. And something that I think is so great about Blink is when David says, like, the loneliest creatures in the world, they see any other creature, they turn to stone. What I hate in this episode is that they move and they're still stone.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I wouldn't want to see them look like normal people. I think that would totally ruin the illusion. And 2, the way they do it is so good. Like, it looks scary, the way they move. And, like, when they do that, there's that one that does, like, a full body rotation thing. And, the sounds and the lighting's kind of, like...
Well, do you think that's really how they actually move, do you reckon? Like...
No, I think the way that you kind of sell it is that because Moffat brings in that it's not actually just, like, their DNA that makes them turn to stone. It's actually just, like, a defense mechanism in their head that does it. So they're like, all right, I'll stay as stone and just move and see if Amy's fallen over or something like that. I don't know. It's just a bit murky, isn't it? I think
it is, and also you had that whole contradiction where it's like they can't even move even when they're looking at each other, otherwise they die. Yeah, and it's like they're all kind of looking.
They're all there.
And it's like, come on, like you feel like they could have obviously have seen each other and they would have risked death, which is how they died in Blink. Yeah, because they all looked at each other.
And then they're all there. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, the lonely assassins, so that for me was a bit, I've never hated it as much as people have. I know people had a real problem with it. Even in some reviews I got today, people had a real problem with it. But for me, I was like, I don't mind it. I was when I saw it as a child, I was like, this is sick. Like, this is awesome. Like, we actually want to see them move. I was like, we've got to see them move. That's so sick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I always did dislike it, but I thought that this was the best that they could have done. I agree. I couldn't see it done any other way.
I agree. I do agree. Yeah, and even the sound and like the slight, and it looks good. It really doesn't even look like an actor's like moving a
that's what I mean. It
looks. It generally looks like stone. Yeah, it looks like stone when it moves. It doesn't look like an alien prosthetic suit where like you can see creases and stuff.
Yeah.
So I like it. Amy gets transported. So
there's a scene where she trips over, and she drops the remote, and it's so she's literally just like tapping the same place on the ground trying to find the controller.
I can't find it.
She's not like, it's like a very much like Velma just fell over in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, surely if you were like getting chased by Angel, you'd be like, I'm gonna tap everything I can. Yeah,
but she's just like tapping the same 2 spots of dirt. Like, where is it?
Classic Karen, even though it probably wasn't even Karen because they don't bring in
actors
to
do.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they don't bring in actors to do hand doubles, the hand stuff. So yeah, Angel Bob, we get to see him live in the flesh.
That shot is just so bad, isn't it?
Do you mind if you talk about Angel Bob when I go to the toilet? Do you mind if I waz?
Yeah, go for it.
Is that okay if I know you go out there? Is that disrespectful?
No, go for it.
I'm so sorry. Is that okay?
I'll probably go after you.
I'm really sorry. Is that okay?
It's fine.
Come on, Angel Bob.
Go was. Alright, Angel Bob. What do I think of Angel Bob? Bob.
Play the left music.
We'll play the left music, elevator music. Angel Bob, look, we're not going to talk about Angel Bob. We're going to talk about Connor. We're going to talk a lot about Connor. Connor's a cool guy, I think. I've known him for a while, too long, some would say. And you know, we all know that it's me that carries the show, and Connor just comes in, and just sits and he chats, and he's like, "I'm proud of the show," and I'm like, "Yeah, maybe you shouldn't be, because maybe it's all me. Maybe who knows? That's just what I think to myself. It's okay, you know. We got to give Connor his moments. We got to make him feel good. We got to make him feel happy and swell. That's what you do. You do it for the kids, don't you? You do it for the kids. You know, sometimes you got to let the kids win. Is what I'm trying to say. But you know, I don't know what else to say. Connor's taking longer than I thought to piss. That's another quality fact about Connor.
I'm back, bitches.
Oh, and Bob. Angel Bob.
Yeah, bullshit. I actually heard my name, and Bob, and I'm like, yeah, bullshit. I always talk about you, so...
Yeah, so
some revenge.
That's actually the biggest dick.
Really? I won't know until next Monday.
You won't know. No, I was just being really arrogant.
Why? What did I do?
No, I was just...
About me, or about Doctor Who?
No, I was just chatting shit about you in a way that makes me look like a dick.
Oh, no.
You know, like, talking about how, you know, I carry the show.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I literally recap the show. Are you going to the toilet?
I'm going to go for a piss.
Oh, that was 2 in a row.
I want everyone to know that everything I just said was a joke.
Wow, is it that bad that you have to clarify?
I do appreciate Connor. He does a lot for the show.
Oh, come on.
And he's not just a kid.
What? A kid? I'm older than you.
Oh, you are?
Oh, like a month and a half.
You gotta do it for the kids, though. I'm gonna go piss, Connor, elevator music, talk about what you want.
Piss and love. What the fuck do I talk about? Alright.
Whatever you want.
Okay. You know what I'm thinking recently? Time doesn't mean much. Facts. I guess facts. I'm gonna crack another beer open. Wasn't gonna have beers tonight, but I normally drink when I come to see Aidan. I don't normally drink on the show. Fun fact. I put a poll out a while ago, like maybe a few weeks ago, saying how much do you guys drink? Like, do you actually drink a few, or like not really? Do you go to the pub? Let us know. Tweet us or message us at 50Doctor. I love the pub. It closed for like a few days because we had a bit of a lockdown, so you know. But it is what it is. Aidan hasn't put up his poster that I bought him, which is like a good indication that he didn't like it. Just kidding, of course. I'm sure he liked it. It looks great. I want to get one. I actually want to get one. It's a bit vain though, isn't it? Having a picture of yourself in a frame in your own room. Not me though. I like it. So I like it. I think it's a really cool idea. I wasn't mean once.
That's nice. I was really mean in mine. I kind of regret it.
Maybe. Oh really?
Yeah.
That's okay.
No, I wasn't that mean. It was just...
You can keep it in.
Yeah, I will.
This cunt isn't care that much, clearly.
You know what I've been thinking about lately?
What?
2 things. Okay. And you made me think about it when you were saying time.
Yeah.
What is that?
There's a reason I said that, but yeah. I didn't say on here, but there's a reason I said that. But go ahead.
I always think... Well, I've been thinking time is... I always think I don't have enough of it. You know, like I'm always rushing. I'm like, got a spare minute of the day, better get some work done. You know, because I got to get that shit done before tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm like that now, and I'm like, you know, I got to rush. I've really got to get my film career started. I'm like, I don't have enough time, and I've just been thinking about a lot. The other thing I've been thinking about, and it's just because these have been the two deep philosophical things I've been thinking about, and I want to do something with them story-wise for a video or something, I don't know. Yeah. The other thing I've been thinking about is I just don't know who I am.
Bit deep.
It's just deep philosophical shit you're getting from it.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough, though. I think I can agree with that. Like, not just for you. Like, I mean, like, I don't know. You don't really know who you are. People know who you are, but you don't know who yourself is. I think.
Like, I know what traits I have as a person, but it's like, I guess in terms of personality, it's like when I'm alone, I can either be like kind of weird in my own head and I like kind of go into a loopy world. Yeah. Or I could have like I'll just be kind of silent and just stoned and kind of depressed for like 75% of the time. Not depressed. Depressed isn't the right word. But I'm just kind of like
trapped.
Not caring. Maybe trapped. Maybe I get in my own head a lot. But then like I come on this show and I have a lot of fun and we talk and we like nerd out. Yeah. I think that's maybe more of a real thing for what I am. But then I have other times where, like, obviously in a one-on-one situation, like, we both do a lot of talking because it's a one-on-one thing. Yeah. But in a group, like, in one friend group that I'm in,
you got multiple? Jeez.
I'm maybe a little bit quieter. And I'm not quiet. I'm not the shy guy.
I'm trying to think of what groups you got.
This is with like Andy and Josh and stuff. I'm definitely not like the loudest one, and sometimes I can be really kind of quiet some days when I'm with them and stuff like that. Yeah. But then like,
you seem to have fun on Saturday.
I did actually. Saturday I got along with everyone more than I had in a long time.
That's good.
But then I hang out with uni people and with
my main
uni
friends. Group, yeah, of course.
Yeah, with my uni friends, I'm annoyingly loud. Like I'm fucking crazy loud, cracking too many jokes. I'm so annoying. Like, I'm annoying.
Just the same interests.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just like... I feel like I'm slightly different in each group. And it's not an intentional thing. I'm not out there trying to adapt to what the group is. And that's why I just don't understand... It's part of my midlife crisis.
You're different around other people. You know?
Yeah, I guess. But
yeah, you kind of are. Like, you know, it's like... I notice when, like... You know, like one of my best friends is FIFO, and then like he comes back every week or so after 4 weeks, or comes back for 2 weeks after 4 weeks, and like I'm just surrounded by one of my best friends for a while, and then when the other one comes in, it's the three of us again. I'm like, I notice I act different. I don't know it's a bad thing, but it's like there's another whole person, and in your case, people.
Yeah.
And different people make you react in a different way.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I'm different around you. It's not a bad thing. I'm different around you than I am with anyone else because that's our personal relationship.
Yeah.
Same with. I mean, that can also be a bad thing if it's a bad relationship with someone. But you know, like, but I feel very comfortable around you. I don't feel uncomfortable around you, which is very rare, by the way. So you should feel very lucky.
Proud
dad moment. But yeah, I get what you mean though.
But there's also like a part of me that's like, I don't know who I am to myself. Like, there's days where I'm like, I really don't care. And I'm just like, I'm like, I'll just fucking watch movies and I'm so unmotivated. Yeah. There's days where I'm like super motivated, which is a lot of the time, majority of the time, but sometimes, and I feel like it's become more and more common, is that I'm forcing myself to be this motivated creative person and always pushing to get more things going and more projects off the ground.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
And I'm like, it doesn't always feel as natural as it is anymore. And you can probably relate in the same way with you stopping your vlogs because...
Of course, yeah. 100%.
Like right now, I'm trying to write a script and I'm like, I'm so forcing myself to write it. And
totally, yeah.
Sometimes I get like this little creative splurge and I'm chatting with my co-writer and I'm like, fuck yeah, and I'll start doing some typing.
That's the problem though. It's always like we got to a point now where, and I'm not trying to sound big-headed for either of us, but I got to the point with my voice. I'm like, these are the exact things I want to be making. I really fucking love them, and I think they're great. And people are actually like the last couple I chucked out last year were doing really well, and I was getting a lot of feedback from them. but I could not switch off the fact that I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
And I get what you mean, because like I'm sure what you're writing right now, and I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's great. But then you're like, you can't switch off the fact that you're like, well, I did this, and I felt like I really had to, really had to force myself to do it.
Totally.
But it's a shame, it's like that could have brought me so much success. Maybe, who knows? But it's like, but when I've actually been happy, would I've actually gotten the success through something?
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, it's hard. It's hard to know what you want to do and want to be and how you want to be remembered. And I get that. It's hard. Do you feel like you might suffer from a bit of anxiety?
Oh, I definitely do, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I think you do. I mean, I've always noticed a little bit from you, which is fine, obviously.
Yeah. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just, it's just weird. It's like I contrast how I am writing this to how I was writing my last short film, and I was so excited writing my last short film. Like I loved it. It was the most fun I've had writing a script, and it's because the whole way through I felt really confident about it.
Yeah.
I think the big difference for me this time is I'm co-writing something, so everything I'm doing, I try and show off as much as I can, because if you're constantly worrying about what other people are going to think of it, then you're not going to get the most authentic thing. In your early drafts. And I'm constantly, well, not constantly, but a lot of the time I'm thinking, like, what's my co-writing? I'll think of this, they're not going to like it.
Of course, yeah, of course.
We've been tossing up names of our main character for ages.
Yeah.
And I sent him one today, and I was like, look, I think this is a really good one. I think we should do this one.
Yeah.
Gave him a bit of a reason why. But it took me ages to send that message, because I was so
it's hard, yeah.
What if he hates it? And I sounded for ages trying to figure out if I liked it and stuff. So yeah.
But I totally get what you mean. Where like I've made stuff in the past. I've done like vlogs and stuff where I've known for a full fact I was miserable making it, but I'll watch it a year later and go, that was so good, and I loved that. Why can't I be in that headspace? And I'm like, hang on a minute. When you made that, you were miserable.
Yeah.
I had a full on stage where I was doing the old me and Dan's podcast, where like around season 2 time, I was dead set, like fucking miserable, to the extent where I would show up and I didn't want to be there, and I made it very clear.
Yeah.
And like, but I look back now, I'm like, oh, the classic days, and it's like, well, it's not the classic days. It's not. It's like maybe you think it looks good. I listened to the podcast that we filmed, and I was listening to myself, and I was not in a good place last week. I mean, you know, because we spoke after the show, and I told you that stuff. I'm listening to myself today. I'm like, you could not tell at all that I felt shit, which is good, because like I heard Jerry Seinfeld say once that, like, you know, he said to one of the people that he worked with on Seinfeld, I don't watch Seinfeld, but I just randomly found the clip, and he said, you know, we don't make the show for us, we make the show for them. And I like that quote, because it's really true. It's like, when I go on the show, despite how I'm feeling, I'm not ashamed to open up my feelings, but I'm also like, I'm here to put on a show.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so I feel like maybe you can get that with your script in a way.
Yeah.
Also remember that, but also be happy, because like you're also there to provide content and entertainment for someone. But I feel like every creator's like, I could have enjoyed that more.
Yeah.
You know, I could have enjoyed that experience more.
Yeah.
But I don't think we have the will.
You're right. It's really about the audience. Like, that's sort of.
Well, Jerry said that.
Yeah,
Jerry said that, but I agree with it. Yeah,
brought up, like, for me, like the whole way I'm mapping things out, something I love is like when I'm working on the edit or I'm working on the score with someone. Particularly, there's a moment in Choices where we break the character, and from the get-go when we're in prep, I was always like, this is where we break the character. This is the absolute worst. And the whole way through, I was saying, this is the moment where the audience, I want to be a proper, like, punch in the gut for the audience. And it kept working, and we kept pushing it, and through production, it was a magical shoot. Like, the performance from our lead character, Beck, was just insane in that scene. And then doing post, it was like the same thing where it was like, it's just about fucking up the character, because we fuck up the character, we fuck up the audience.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the point.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe, I don't think I've thought too much. I know who the audience is and what moments I think I want the audience to feel like fuck yeah for, but I think maybe I should actually break down the audience a little more for this next script. It's a good point. You've given me some thoughts and inspiration.
Thank you, man. I mean, it's all about for me. It's like, man, you know me, and you know me for a while. I can get really depressed and really in my own thoughts, and it's my worst enemy. But I think I do occasionally get reminded by something. For me, podcasts are really. I listen to a lot of podcasts. They really help me. Like, I listen to a lot of people that I love and respect, and that helps me. You know, and that's all I can do. I got a lot of plans of what I want to do, including this show and other stuff. And that's all you can do, man. I mean, I respect the hell out of you for doing all this. Like, you know, I mean, I remember, you know, we had the conversation back when we just left high school on leavers, and you're like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I think you really are an inspiration and a person who just does something, you know. I've struggled with that. I have. I feel like I'm a bit better now. But, you know, I struggled with that in the past. And I think the problem with the creator is you're always your worst enemy. You know, you're always going to tell yourself you're not good enough and that this isn't a right, or like you're not working hard enough. And God knows we've all gone through that. It's the main reason for my like anxiety and depression and shit, is because I'm like constantly beating myself up. You even hear from people like Dylan, and I mean, he's been working on his video, but I know he's been trying to make that video for months now, and I can't blame him, because fuck me dead if I've been trying to work on a video for months. So, you know what I mean? Like, so have I. We've all been there. You know, but again, I'm not trying to be like really like philosophical and stuff, but I do really think, like, going back to that Seinfeld quote, I really do think it's more about, it sounds bad, try and enjoy yourself, but also it's like, also think why you're doing it. You're doing it so you can, for the audience, you know. It's like, maybe you didn't enjoy yourself, maybe next time you will, you know. It's like, it's hard. It's so easy to look at other people's stuff and go, Casey, for example, look at his vlogs and go, best thing on YouTube that ever happened, but he was pretty miserable. His home life was a wreck. Yeah, totally. You know, like, there's no... If the grass is green on the other side, it's fertilizer bullshit. You know, we're all fucking disgusting human beings who, like, kind of hate ourselves. Yeah. So, trying to find that balance between happiness and creation is really hard, but if you can get there... I feel like we had that with this show. Yeah. I never... Maybe, what was it? Like, Planet of the Ood. how worst episode ever. Last episode, wasn't it? But yeah, apart from that, I leave this show every week and I go, I'm really fucking proud of it, which is why I really want to keep going with it. But, you know, other stuff's hard. But I get what you mean. That was a random great...
That was...
Was that 20 minutes?
I don't know. It was a fucking long time. I hope...
Shit.
I think... Maybe it was interesting. Maybe it wasn't.
Man, it's called the 50%... That's it. Podcast for a reason.
We just had our first proper, in a long time, real talk. I know we've done it a couple of times where we've done slight real talk, but the only time I think we've been on that level of real talk was at the end of season 1 when someone passed away that was close to you.
Of course, yeah. All I said was Aidan left to take a piss, and he actually just heard my comment from outside was... And time doesn't really matter. Yeah. And it comes in. And about that.
I don't really know who I am.
I'm just sat there like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? This is Tom Vangel's special story.
There's a reason I said that was going on in my life at the moment. And that's why I said it. But I'm really glad you could open up. I think people love that shit.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Character work.
Just watch the analytics when they're watching the episode. Just
drop off at exactly 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Just cut. There's not very much else to say, really, though. I mean, the angels show up. You wanted to say something about the remote.
So that's about it, really. The shot of the angels in the forest, they just look like the shittiest. They pulled all the marketing photos of the weeping angels. So crap. Lined them up.
So crap.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then Angel Bob's got a fucking remote. Dog shit. I do like they turn the gravity of the ship, and so they all fall into the crack. I thought that was really good.
I thought what was cool as well is that they showed the when the Big Bang has been happening, it's actually the time the episode aired.
Yes, it's the
awesome.
The episode came out.
That's really cool.
Stop reading my behind the scenes facts.
I just know these facts.
Oh my god!
I just know these. I'm that good. Okay.
Pain.
Sorry. Pain. I got told off for saying that today.
Did you?
Yeah, so it's creepy.
Oh, nice.
That's what it is. Loser. We're so good at like going back on track. That's about it, really. And then like that last scene with River, it's like we'll meet again when the Pandora opens.
It's a good little tickle, isn't it?
Tickle the balls.
Tickle the balls. I love that one.
Wrecking my balls.
Do 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 Matt's really good as well. He's like,
Pandora. That's a fairy tale. I love that. No, it's beautiful. And I can't remember. We've got to talk about this. Okay, I forgot how horny that scene was. There's so many jokes.
How horny is Moffat? Oh my god.
This scene. So, this was very controversial back in the day. What do you think of it?
Yeah, it's a bit...
you might need a sippy beer before that. I love that. You're like, okay,
you're
going to need that, yeah.
It is... it exists. I don't know how many thoughts I have on it. I don't think I like it. I don't think I fully dislike it. So the thing is, it's like fun. But it's just fun. So out of character.
So out of blue, yeah.
It's just like, I don't like the whole Doctor and companions hooking up thing. Never a thing. The only time I've ever liked it, and Mark said this on the show before, is when Clara and Matt had a little bit of chemistry, and then he regenerates into Capaldi, and then Clara then has to struggle with the fact that this is the same person that she kind of had a bit of a crush on.
Yeah.
And then Pete's like, Clara, I'm not your girlfriend.
I'm not your boyfriend.
I'm not your boyfriend.
I know it's such a mistake.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times I've used that line?
Really?
That's such a great line to use when you're single.
Fuck yeah.
That sounds really creepy. It was all consensualized, by the way. Just I don't know how shitty things are at the moment, anyway, just to confirm.
Yeah.
Just to confirm.
It was all, yeah. But other than that, I don't really like Doctor Companion.
Weird, isn't it? There's like, so... it's odd. Like, I get like we don't really understand what it's like to nearly die, I guess. I don't know if you had any experience like that.
Yeah.
I guess we kind of all have in a way. Like, even driving's dangerous, but... I nearly died today. A whole roof collapsed on me.
That's funny.
But I didn't die, so there you go. Myself. I was surprised when people didn't message if I was okay. But
no, it was just... It was
regardless.
Well, you Snapchatted it, so...
Nah, I did frame it in a funny way. I was like, FML, this roof just fell on me.
Classic Mondays.
Nearly died.
Case the
Mondays. But yeah, like I do get like she was dying, pretty much nearly dead, and it's like, oh, now I know who I want. I feel so sorry for Rory for the whole thing. Yeah, he's such a lovely guy, and especially in the next episode, you can just see how much she's like using him in a way. Which starts as like, I don't know why this female character has to be used as a classic woman who cheats on her boyfriend and treats him like crap. And it's like, come on, it's like, why do we have to do this? Like, it's like, I don't need that. Like, I don't need that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, there's so many jokes. Like, it's like, I'm 905 years old, so it's been a while then. It's like, oh my God. It's like, I need to sort you out. That's what I've been trying to tell you. It's like, wow, there's so many horny jokes.
There's a bit in Confidential where Matt's like, Karen, she put her hand down my pants.
Really?
There's like a joke about it. And she's like, no, I didn't. And Matt's like, yes, you did.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's like
I think it was legit.
I don't know. I think Matt's just having a laugh. Yeah, I don't know if I like the ending. Then we go into another extra scene. You know how there's an extra scene at the end of 11th Hour? That I said when they push Amy out? A bonus scene? That was a bonus scene here.
I didn't get that. Only you do. So
well, they're on the Blu-rays. They're special features.
Bonus. So you don't get the next one trailers, but you get extra scenes.
Yeah, extra scenes. And it's just Amy being horny around the TARDIS, and the Doc being like, "Fuck off," and then they go to the stag do. Yeah.
It's a weird end to the episode. Mm-hmm. I remember watching this like with. Where was I when I watched part 2? Sorry, I'll be quick. I remember like, huh?
Yawn. I'm yawning.
Okay, thank you. Not how it goes. No, I remember like we didn't watch the first part, but for some reason my mum was like, "Oh, Doctor Who's on? Is this the Angel one?" I was like, "Yeah. We didn't watch the first part." So in the background, like I remember my parents were, like making a Sunday roast, and no one's really watching it or following along. And it really annoyed me when I was like, "Oh, it's not like the Sally Sparrow one, is it?" And I'm like, "No, but I don't think it's trying to be." But then she just like was, and then like that final scene was like, it was like whenever any important great scene was on, my parents were busy doing something, but we all just happened to be sitting down for that one scene at the end. It was like, wait, what? Like, it's really horny. Like, it's really, like, it's Moffat being, like, a horny dog.
Horny,
you know what I mean? Like,
horny.
yeah, so, like, you know, it's like, that's the one scene my parents saw, but, you know, my mum notoriously, when Matt Smith was the Doctor, did not like Matt Smith, said he's bad Doctor. But I remember one day, I was in like year 12 or 11 or something like that, she woke me up and she said, Connor, I just rewatched the Angel first part from season 5, and I can totally see now why you like Matt Smith as a Doctor. I think he's great. Mum. Maybe one day with Capaldi she'll say that, maybe. But she hates Capaldi. What the fuck? Our mums hate Capaldi.
They do. My mum didn't like Smith for ages, but she was a big David fan.
That's right, because we had the same thing, yeah.
I remember we were watching Vincent and the Doctor, and we got about halfway through, and Mum was like, you know, I actually kind of really see what he's going for now, and I actually really like him.
Did you watch it from episode 1, though?
I think me and Mum watched them together.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I think it was, I don't know, what was it with, like, middle-aged women trying to struggle with this is Miss David.
David so much.
Yeah, literally, they're like, we hate the fact that now this young man is playing the Doctor. Yeah, but we were just like, Stan
the boys.
Yeah.
Got another quick thing. Mm-hmm. Did I ever tell you that, I'm sure this probably came up, me and our old mate Declan, whose
birthday's this Saturday, that's where we're going
That's where we're going for beers. Anyways, one like Friday or Saturday night, he just stayed at mine. And he stopped watching Doctor Who when Matt took over.
Yeah.
And we obviously he was becoming friends with me, you and Dan.
Yeah.
And so we would always talk about Doctor Who a lot. So he was like, oh fuck, like it actually kind of sounds like it's pretty good. And so one night he stayed at mine, and just out of nowhere we decided, I was like, let's put on the 11th hour. He was like, cool, no worries. Anyways, I don't know what time we started. It must have been like 5 or 6 p.m. We went through the entirety of Series 5 in one night. I fell asleep in Vincent and the Doctor, and Declan didn't know how to change the disc. So that's what we watched up to, basically. And then he had to watch the other ones. Those last 3 in his own time. But we watched episodes 1 through 9.
Wow.
1 through 10. In one night.
I knew that story, but then I didn't remember it.
Yeah,
until you told me crazy. But I didn't remember that story.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how much we went through in one night. It's the most I've probably watched a show back to back.
I remember when Declan went for surgery once, and he watched the show from season 1 to 6. He's like, I'm gonna do a rewatch, and he watched the whole thing because Declan was like notoriously the guy that I would let like. I was the guy to go to for Doctor Who DVDs. I used to I don't know if I said this on the show before. It was such a kind of cool story. Like I would rent my DVDs out to people. I'd have 4 different DVDs out at once, so I could I was obsessed with becoming the kid who got people to love Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So I got Declan onto it. So yeah, that's how I think. That's how you said. I did remember he watched all the way up to End of Time Part 2. So that connects into how. Yeah.
There you go. Bang, bang. Shall we move on to Australia's second favourite segment, Connor?
Wow, that was good. Yeah, let's do it.
It's time for Behind the Scenes. As Connor mentioned, because he ruined my notes, this is the first episode of Series 5 to be shot, so Amy and Karen and Matt's first episode. Fun little bit of trivia here. Amy Pond thinks her hand has turned to stone. Actress Karen Gillan had previously appeared in TV The Fires of Pompeii as a member of the Sibylline Sisterhood, a cult of soothsayers whose flesh was beginning to turn to stone under the influence of the pyroviles.
Good point. Banging. Good point, actually.
Like I mentioned before, Moss was inspired of how Aliens was a sequel to Alien and tried to sort of throw that with his Weeping Angel sequel.
Yeah.
Connor also mentioned the Graham Norton banner that came up at the end of part 1 before his got Graham Norton in trouble, and more the BBC got in trouble because they decided to mark it over Smith's big moment in the episode.
So funny.
Here's a fun little bit of fact. The original cut of the episode ran short. This is for part 1, sorry. The original cut of the episode ran short due to high tides at the beach, so 3 pages of the script had to be cut. Moff then added the river flying the TARDIS scene as a pickup. Part of the lost script contained Karen Gillan's audition scene.
That
would have been cool to see, but we never got to see it.
Okay.
The make-out scene was subject of controversy by critics and fans. In 2020, Moffat admitted he regretted playing the scene for comedy. Interesting.
Oh, okay.
He wishes maybe it was a bit more of a character thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which I can see, because it is just kind of for laughs, isn't it? Like their performances and stuff like that.
We kind of said that, didn't we, in a way?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's just so horny. Flesh and Stone was named by Moff's son Joshua.
Ah.
There you go.
Good old Joshy.
Like I said before, the date on the scanner, the 26th of June 2010, was the date that the Big Bang was broadcast.
Well, that must have been edited in the last minute, surely, when they had the classic the slate, they knew when...
They probably would have had a good idea when it was going to come out.
Yeah.
But maybe it was like green screened on the scanner or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
The blue in Amy's bedroom was Adam Smith, the director's idea, as he thought that Amy would have been inspired by the TARDIS as a kid. And
I like
that's why she painted the bedroom blue.
I like that.
That's everything for behind the scenes. So move on to Australia's third favourite segment.
Why is Kevin there?
Sorry. I'll get to it.
Okay.
Just Twitter things. I've only got two here, unfortunately. Not too much over. Anyway, so good old mate Vinny, she said,
Hi, V.
pretty good. River is surprisingly good to watch, I agree. The story is interesting. Utilises a two-parter well, I agree. Just hate that we see the Angels move, as I think it ruins what Blink established for the audience. I think that's its only downfall, really. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I agree. It doesn't ruin that stuff, but like I said, I kind of like it, kind of like that, but I kind of hate it. Yeah, I'm very mixed on that. Don't know what
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
So Connor just said, "Why is Kermit on your notes?"
Yeah, why is Kermit on your notes?
Because I printed out what everyone said.
Hey?
And Dylan's comment was, "Okay." After building up a lot of hype, by the way, because he was like, "When do you guys record? I want to watch the episodes before you before you do it."
So I thought he was coming on for this one. That's what I must have remembered, though.
Well, I thought he was going to do a big one. But then he says...
Legit nothing.
Okay, here are my thoughts on this two-parter. And it's this photo of Kermit in a shirt, pants,
but he
and a
messaged
blazer.
me.
What does this mean?
I don't know.
I printed it so I could show you. Because I was like, it's funny. It's a funny photo, but what does it mean?
Wait, no, he didn't message me. He replied to one of my stories about... No, he just said, the foreshadowing is impeccable. Does that mean that? He messaged me that because I put on my story today, very late by the way, so the one. Any last minute reviews for Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone, Dimas, and he put the foreshadowing is impeccable. I didn't know what it meant.
Probably just means the foreshadowing of the end of Series 5 and Series 6, that story.
Maybe it's Kermit.
Maybe that's to do with Kermit. Maybe that's a Kermit quote. Dylan, I kind of like this. I kind of like that I have no idea what the fuck he means. Although it is nice when he sends an actual review.
Dylan or Xavier?
Dylan.
That was Dylan?
This is Dylan.
I think that's Xavier.
Oh, so all this is for nothing.
Oh, okay. So that's actually that was
Dylan's review.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was Xavier. I thought you said Xavier sent a massive review.
No, Dylan.
Oh shit. Okay, that was Xavier who said that. Okay.
Well,
my bad.
Such a fucking wild episode. Anyways, so
that's what he said.
Dylan just sent a photo of Kermit. I don't know what it means. You're good with these kind of memes. That's why I printed it to show it to you.
Me?
Yeah, I thought you'd have an answer.
I don't.
You don't?
I mean, I thought it was Xavier.
Okay.
That's all in 5 minutes. I didn't even know it was him.
That's so funny.
Well, Xavier said foreshadowing is impeccable, which is fine. Mm-hmm. I got another one here by Jacob Hunt. Oh, this is massive. I'm going to read that last. Shane said, review for Angel Two-Parter, crap. It shocked me. I was at work and I was like, what the fuck? He hated it?
Totally right.
No, he's got more. But the fact that he put crap full stop, I was like...
I thought he just... I thought that was his review.
Review for Angel Two-Parter, crap. Think they really ruined the whole vibe of the Angels, made them a lot less scary, took away from the mysterious side that they had in Season 3. Look, I don't totally agree, but I do understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, same. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I didn't hate it as much as you, but by the way, Shane, I feel like, let me know if I'm wrong here, but I feel like you were more of a David fan. I don't know if he watches the show much anymore, because we're on Matt now. Let me know if that's not true. Sad boy. Alright. This is fucking massive. Alright. This is from Jacob. Bless him, by the way. Not saying it's bad. Alright. Alright. The two-part is decent. Putting the angels in the basement of the siege was a good idea. However, there are a lot of problems with the angels themselves. Firstly, the image of an angel is also an angel seems to only be there for a scale, for a scare when Amy sees it on the recording. This also means, thanks to the angel in her hand, that every image of the Statue of Liberty should be an angel. Good point, actually.
That is a very good point. Yeah.
Why do the angels move? ? I thought they got quantum locked and no one knows what they look like. Why are they so slow? They're meant to be quick and deadly, and that scene takes away from them. I kind of get that, yeah. Also, the angels have such a unique way of killing people by sending them back in time, and now they just snap necks. Fair enough. However, Matt's performance is great, and despite my issues with the angels, the episodes, it's really enjoyable. So another 7 out of 10 for season 5. If you were showrunner, what would you do with the Weeping Angels Waiting Scary again? That's a question for us, I guess. Also, I love the title of the Doctor from the Future showing up, which at the time people thought was a mistake, as he was wearing his jacket. But looking back at the angels and back at the people thought it was a goof of the week. Oh, that's cool. So he literally said, "Oh, that."
Oh, yeah,
back then people thought it was goof of the week. What would you do if the angels were? Yeah.
Okay, here's what I have for hashtag Aidan for showrunner.
I love how it's dubstep Doctor Who.
I know, it's funny.
It's pretty funny.
So, much later in my run, I have an idea for an Angel episode. And it's...
I am listening, by the way. I'm just getting up the next thing.
I'm really, really diving into a lot of Aidan for showrunner here. A big thing of the arc, and you gotta say, it was done before with Missy. This was before Missy that I came up with this, and I think it dives into it a lot more. I do a big Master redemption arc, is my thing, right? So the Master's a villain for the first few seasons, is quite recurring, quite often through the show, in my run, and slowly he's like redeemed himself.
They did it with Missy.
They did, I know.
That's fine. The mask can change, it's a different person each time.
Exactly.
She time.
And eventually, this incarnation of the Master, he actually gets trusted to get his own TARDIS and go off and basically do what the Doctor does. And so there's a couple of seasons where he's in like maybe 1 or 2 episodes a season when there's just like the Master calls the Doctor up. He's like, "Hey, need a bit of help with this one." And they just kind of work together on shit. Anyways, one of the Doctor's companions dies, and it's very bad for him. The Doctor is very sad.
Like Astrid? Is that his name?
Maybe an Astrid style. Oh, like Adric.
Adric, yeah.
No, Astrid Pet is the person from Voyage of the Damned.
That's it.
Yeah, it's kind of a similar death, I guess. Anyways, so in the next episode, the Master's in that finale where that companion dies, and the next episode, it's the Master and the Doctor kind of continued pretty straight after that. So the Master's kind of trying to look after the Doctor a little bit, and it's kind of I want to play with their relationship a lot. That's established. And kind of ground them a bit.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's so much context for what this story is to make the Weeping Angel scary again.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thanks, Jacob. Look what you've done. You just had 2 minutes for the runtime.
That's right.
Basically, I want this episode to be... It's going to be called The Angel of Christmas. The Angel of Christmas.
It's a double play on words.
And it's a Christmas special where a Weeping Angel has... I have like this strong imagery of like the episode starting with like a meteorite coming down through like snow clouds, and it's all snowy, and you see it kind of land in a blizzard in the forest, and it's all just kind of glowing.
Ooh.
And then you see like the silhouette of an angel.
We've never had it written and directed by someone on Doctor Who, so that would be cool.
That's me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's basically like an old Victorian-esque town. I don't know exactly what time period it's actually in, but it's like a Victorian period, I guess, somewhere in the UK. But there's like kind of a bit of a snowstorm throughout the entire thing, and it's set over Christmas Eve.
I like this. This is really cool.
And the father... So, the mother and father are going through a divorce, and they've got 2 young kids. And the father gets sent back in time, and so the mum feels like incredibly guilty of the divorce, and then she's also like... Kind of is very similar to Doctor Who of the Wardrobe, thinking about it. Because it's like the father's gone, and she's like, I don't know how I'm going to talk to the kids about this shit. But it's basically the Doctor and the Master and these kids on an adventure trying to bring the dad back whilst they're sort of in this snowstormy Victorian town. sort of weeping angel around there kind of vibe. That's me. And eventually the Doctor finds a little bit of hope from the kids. That's his little Christmas present.
What, love saves everything, just like Aidan Moffat.
Love saves everything. That's it. And then he gets back on the feet. He gets one more companion. And that later in that season, basically this next companion, kind of like a Bill Potts. She just gets one season, and then that's my last season on running the show. She will, this next one. But she's got like really bad anxiety at the start of the show. And so quite a bit of her arc is her like conquering that anxiety. And fuck, I've gone on such a
that's fine.
Combo here, haven't I?
No.
And so her arc is her sort of coming to terms with her anxiety, starting to not get over it a bit, but get a little bit of control over it, I guess. And in doing so, she also realizes how bad the Doctor's mental health is and how fucked up he's been over time. And over my 8 seasons, you see like a slow deterioration as more shit happens at like strategic points to make it worse and worse, to the point where he's kind of a mess of a person by my 8th season. And then he gets to breaking point where the Master that has been on his side for the past 2 or 3 seasons.
No.
He gets a bit of a companion of himself. And she dies. And then that's when he's like, no, fuck this. And he snaps back.
If you actually want to do this now, it's all on this podcast.
It's not going to happen.
It might.
Then 30 plus people will know.
Oh, come on. It's more than that. It's not though, is it?
It's not.
Okay, that's great.
Well, no, it is. But
did we hit 2K yet?
Not yet. We're not talking about stats live on the show, Connor.
Sorry.
Be professional.
Sorry.
That was such a fucking long story there, wasn't it?
To be fair, I do share on the Instagram whenever we hit.
You do.
Okay,
cute.
so.
But yeah, that's my... As to how I'm going to make them scary.
Well,
I didn't even answer the question.
No, I think...
The snowstorm blizzard...
That's scary.
I think would be a cool thing. And back to basics, one weeping angel is sort of my thing.
The scary thing was me mentioning our ratings.
That was terrifying.
That was terrifying.
How would you make him scary again, Connor?
Oh god, who knows? I don't know. I really kind of like what they were going for in class, which is a thing I want to bring up in a second. So I made a little poll today on Instagram.
Oh yes,
asking. Did you see that?
I did.
I asked people if they wanted to see what they were going to do with them. I thought it'd be really cool to use Weeping Angels in a sense where like they didn't have to worry about the PG rating, which is like in the UK it's kind of like a 15, almost like a 12 rating if you're in the UK. Yeah, so I thought it'd be really cool to see. I think it'd be cool to see some snapping necks and like, like a tortured episode almost. Like,
yeah, that'd be a good villain for that. I think.
I reckon because they're a dark villain. I think it'd be really cool to see a dark villain almost. Like they kind of did it in like Cyberwoman where they like did the whole conversion thing. Like,
yeah,
they kind of like touched on that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like to bring them back. Honestly, I don't know what I would do, but I'm seriously interested to see what Chibbers does. And that's even say Chibbers... We don't even know if Chibnall writes it.
Yeah, he probably doesn't.
I mean, it's rumoured to be the first episode.
Oh, really?
So, obviously, he probably would. Well, obviously, he would. But we don't even know if he does, but I don't see why they bring back the Weeping Angels and not make the head writer do it. But, yeah. I don't know. If I was going to bring them back, I think the whole... I haven't watched it in a while, but the Angels Take Manhattan idea I think is pretty cool.
What do you mean by that?
I like how they're scavengers.
Yeah.
I prefer it when they're scavengers and they're desperate.
Yeah.
And like you even got like you get the cherubs. The cherubs are fucking creepy. You know the cherub.
That's a creepy bit. Yeah.
The cherub that you can hear them like laughing and running,
yeah.
And also they have the angels that are kind of like their faces are kind of like cracked and like disformed, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
So not sure how I bring them back. All I will say is this. I want to see a class season 2 and I want to see what Chibnall wants to do.
And what Aidan wants to do.
Yeah, and that as well.
That great story. The angel as well, I forgot to say, is kind of trying to lure people into the forest, into its little kind of bunker where it crashed. So
that's awesome.
I
fuck with that.
And it can take the time energy to restore it. It's like a scavenger at this point because it's the lone one that's fucking crashed to Earth. So it's
you don't have to
pretty abused.
Agree that to me.
Huh?
I'm joking.
Oh.
I think that's great.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, we can always do audio adventures.
I don't get how Weeping Angels work on audio. Big Finish have done them a few times. I've not listened to them, but you just said dun, 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 dun.
Nice score.
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah.
Connor, what do you want to rate this Weeping Angel two-parter?
Before we do that...
Oh, sorry, you've got more Insta
peace
things.
and love, just one more Insta thing.
Yeah, so we really fucking dribbled on about some things today, haven't we?
Satan's fault.
It actually is.
No, it's not.
I just don't know who I am.
No, it's not. Stop. Oh my god. Drink on that again.
Tell me.
Am I a good man? Would you like to have seen the Weeping Angels be the main villain for the cancelled second season of Glass? I have to mention it was cancelled. Alright, so 2 were no. Oh, for fuck's sake. This is what I hate. Alright, Dylan voted no, but my friend Archie, you know Archie, Aidan. Archie voted no. I hate this shit when people vote, I don't even know what it's about. So I voted yes. My friend Josh voted yes. Shane voted yes. The Parker nerd voted yes. I hadn't seen him vote on a poll before, which is really cool. Sarah voted yes, and then oh god, don't call me a simp, but Kimmy voted yes.
Connor's new.
No. Go ahead.
Connor's new pal.
No, yeah.
Connor's new friend. Friend of the show.
Kimmy's.
Does she listen?
I said I'd mention her.
Okay, well there you go. That's Connor's new friends listening. Just friend.
Yeah, just a friend.
Might get you in trouble for just saying that, actually.
Nah, that's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
No, I might get you in trouble because I said she's just a friend.
Look, at this point, look, she'll listen and she'll be, oh god, okay. no, we're just friends at the moment, see how things go, and it's complicated at the moment.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Friend of the show. I think she'll find it funny. So
okay, that's good.
She's a really cool girl, so I'm sure she'll find it funny.
Love it.
I'm glad you actually cared. That it's really sweet that you actually were worried why I'd say what you would if you were worried you were going to say something. So I really appreciate that.
It's been there.
From the thing you cut out from a few episodes ago.
Oh no, I
actually cut that out.
I just thought we dribbled on, and I just think it didn't.
We did a bit, didn't we?
Yeah.
It wasn't like before, where it was like actually kind of meaningful. It was just like, oh, remember from high school we used to
Connor and I
out
just
this
had
girl.
this nostalgic bit where we were just kind of just being
it was like,
shitty
we made out with
boys.
this person. We're like, oh,
yeah. And so I kept
gross.
it a little bit in, so I was like, maybe a little bit of it.
We did keep it a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah,
but I noticed, like, to be fair though, I do. At first, I was like, why don't you cut that out? But then I was like, actually, to be fair though, like the thing you cut out is like probably a good idea.
Yeah, and a lot of it as well was just us saying, oh, who was it? Oh, this person, this name that we would have to bleep
just
out.
Completely
and,
bleep.
Yeah, and it was just like,
I get
there'd be no enjoyment for the listener there.
So
really.
yeah, congratulations to Kimmy, you made it to the podcast.
Good job, Kimmy. Connor, what would you rate Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10? Wow. You're scoring very high this season, aren't you?
I love it though. It's so fucking fun.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad you're enjoying
so fun. I love it. Have we switched roles?
No, because I'm still loving it. You're loving it more than me, though, apparently. I'm giving it a 7.75. I don't quite think it's an 8.
It's like a quarter.
8, but so close to an 8.
Quarter to an 8. Fair enough.
Quarter to 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I can't help but feel... So I think the best thing that this season could have done to me is like, like you said, your expectations low. I think this is the best thing I could have done because it's like, my expectations were so low and like now I feel like I feel like
vibe
in heaven, like
It's heaven sent, mate.
Yeah. So by the way, next week I want to do. I mean, I guess this episode comes out, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it will, but yeah, I want to do another episode of The Doctor's Den. Was that the sting we used?
I don't know. I think I did a door closing or something.
Okay.
Well, everyone would have just heard it then. So.
Cool. So Dylan recommended we should do one where you can pitch us your spin-off ideas.
That's a great one. Yeah.
I thought that was great. I don't want to overuse the segment because I like it.
I like it as like just a few times a season.
A few times a season, yeah. That's what I want to use it for. So Doctor's Den is going to come back next week. I guess you'll hear this on Monday, so by then
there's no chance.
It might mean nothing.
It might need to, but if you did miss the deadline to get in your Doctor's Den, then make sure that you are following up and you're getting us on the Twitter, the Instagrams at 50Doctor, so you can keep up to date with all those things. You can follow Connor on Twitter at Hannah Connor. Follow me on Twitter at Greenie__pro. And I'll self-plug my own film production company that I just started. Hit me up on Instagram at greenie.productions. I put a lot of effort into those posts. I don't know. Have you looked at the profile of the feed? The feed itself?
Okay, so I mean, I follow you. I don't take offense. I actually don't go on Instagram a lot.
The feed, the individual photos, they're fine, but it's when you hit the profile and you look at what the feed, everyone's just going to go have a look at what I'm talking about there.
Okay,
go have a look. Put a lot of effort into the feed.
One more thing.
Yes.
Were you finished with saying that?
Yes, I am. I don't want to.
No, I don't want to cut you off.
No, go for
it. I do at the end of May. I'm going to try and hit 100 followers on Instagram, but I do want to experiment with some live shows.
Yes.
So just let you know, follow us on 50 Doctor. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your loved ones. And you know what? Even if you want to join, we can, because we can do you can do those like.
Yeah. No, I
don't feel like you have to.
No, I'll be keen as.
But we can do some live shows and just chat and get some questions live on the air.
We'll talk about this off air, because at very initial brain stages at the moment, but I always like working towards an episode, like working towards episode 50. Well, working towards Stolen Earth Journey's End is great as we're building up towards that. Mm-hmm. Then working up towards episode 50. Right now we're at a stage where we're not really working towards anything, because we've just hit
season 5 final, I guess.
Yeah. And that's not, like, it's great from memory, it's pretty good, but it's not like the big Journey's End, Stolen Earth kind of stuff. So it'd be nice to sort of have something in the pipeline we're working towards as a big episode that we can keep sort of being like, stay tuned for that, it's coming up soon. I don't know when that's going to be, but I've got some ideas of some cool things.
The season 5 final, or just anything?
Maybe not for season 5 final, but just a bigger episode.
Yeah.
Might not be for quite a while yet.
Well, I might even just hop on Instagram live occasionally once we get stuck in a few followers and just be like, maybe after show, like not so much when like with Peace and Love when we finish here. I meant more like when I'm at home. I just finished and I'm like, we just put this episode. It was really fun. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna stay on live for like 15 minutes. If you guys want to ask some questions, maybe if I'm lucky, 5 people will show up. But it'd be fun, and I could even possibly upload the whole live stream to. I'm pretty sure you can upload the live stream as a post. So could try that. So if you could try and we put a lot of effort in here.
I do some polls on Twitter, which
they're great. You know what? You're doing such a better job than me at social media.
No, you're doing good. You just had a quiet week on Insta. You have that's it. But you have been doing great, other than this last week. So
you're being too kind. I think I've been doing great. You're really sweet. I need a bit of hard love. I need to start.
Just shit,
I didn't even upload the video. You open up the fucking.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't do that. That was one thing where I was like, wow. I grinded to get that done. I edited a cool ending card for it. You didn't even do it.
I know this word sucks to people in the UK, which is literally like 80% of our audience, but I was a cunt with a capital C.
Shit.
I was a cunt.
Go to the program. We're Australian.
Cheers, I'm going to high five you.
We're going to high five because we're in person.
Right, ready? Hear this, folks.
So bad.
That's awful.
My fingers hit the palm of Connor's hand then. Okay. Alright, shall we wrap things up? Because we've gone very long.
We should. Oh my god, another 2-hour episode.
Fucking kill me. Can't wait to edit it.
Cheers, on. Sorry, Aidan. If you need any help with it, let me know.
It's all good. Thanks, folks. Connor, did you bring your ruler?
No. I told you, I left. I was on a phone call, so. Fucking Kimmy. You're joshing me.
Got my own ruler here, don't you worry.
You ready?
Yeah.
And a 1, and a 2, and a skilly diddly do. It's Aidan and Connor's.